All right.
You did
Is there a good space above?
You did like what the better shoe was, or you did what the better 3M was?
I did what I liked.
Yeah, I just did my favorite 5.
It's only 5. You know?
Yeah, but did you rank them in terms of how good the shoe is, or how much, or the 3M is design, or what?
It's a little bit of a mix. I mean, look, there's a number one shoe that I feel has the greatest use of 3M of all time. Now, it's not my personal favorite. My personal favorite shoe of all time is at number 2. Number 3 is probably the one that should be number 1, but I got it at number 3. Number 4 is very high because it's probably a top 10 in this model of all time. And number 5 is a personal favorite because I thought the story was cool with it and it was cool. So, you know, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All right, let's do this podcast and go home, fam.
Let's get it.
We're professionals. We can get this started now. Yo, Stick This Podcast, episode 259. Am I in camera B?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, all right.
Pretty much. Sneak This Podcast, episode 259. George, Don,
Yo,
Greg,
back to
in
back.
the building.
Back to
back episodes.
You know what I'm saying?
George is back in the building, brought his cards finally.
Yes, he
Look
did.
at that. We got an authentic Michael Jordan
That he won't let me get.
at number 8. Coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 10. What is this? A what? Apparitions.
That Kobe.
What is that supposed to mean?
Just the name of the whatever the
Look at that.
insert was.
That joint is clean.
It says, "Don't blink or you'll miss." Their very definition of offense explosiveness and embodied in the young Mr. Bryant, the league's youngest ever All-Star, can take over a game with his point-a-minute sprees of creative off-the-dribble moves and in the groove of shooting of jump shooting. Man, come on, man. George don't even got him in his top 5 all time.
You don't?
Nope.
It's different between personal list and where, like, if I did like an unbiased ranking, he's not top 5.
Wow.
But personal list, yeah.
This thing says Zion Williamson, slap a tank top on a Mack truck, give it a slippery handle
Why'd they
and
say
a
a
soft
tank
touch.
Pause.
Fam, you didn't read these?
I didn't read
This
that.
choice says
I probably read the Kobe one because it's a creative card. That's just like a.
this choice says slap a tank top on a Mack truck, give it a slippery handle and a soft touch, and voila, you have Williamson. The muscle-bound man-child who is fierce
Fam,
on the
it's
court as
hard.
he is
It's corny, but it's
personable
true, though.
off
That's
it.
the funniest part. It's
It
corny,
says,
but it's true.
"Good luck."
Everything he said was true.
Good luck to the opponent to try to put up roadblocks in the paint.
I mean, it's true.
The forward will have you have no trouble barreling through the buckets.
First of all, slap yourself with that tank top.
I didn't even know they be saying stuff like that on cards. I thought it just... see, baseball ones are pretty boring. Let me see what this one says. Here we go. This one's funny. A legend in Florida high school basketball. Vince was a second-team All-American as a junior at the University of North Carolina. He led the ACC by hitting 59.1 of his shots while earning first-team All-Conference honors. He runs the court extremely well and explodes to the basket for soaring jams.
I mean, that's true.
Soaring jams. All right, let me see if I got one more in me. Nah. Let me see this one.
One more in me.
It says this is very hyperbole. When the Grizzlies hoist their first Larry O'Brien championship trophy, Morant's fingerprints will be prominently displaced on the hardware. The 2009 draftee has franchise foundation written all over him. From his ravenous appetite for big plays and his win at all cost mindset to his ability to keep teammates involved in the action. Ravenous.
No, I was gonna say it's ravenous.
Lord
Ravenous.
have mercy. Yeah, that's it. Says, did you know Chicago's... Let me read this, Jordan. Last one. Did you know Chicago's first round pick in 1984, third overall in 1988? What? Won NBA MVP, led the NBA in scoring the past 30 seasons, all-time scorers average leader with 32.6. That was boring.
Well, keep in mind that card was from 89.
Man, they had no imagination in 89.
Yeah.
Dang. You said you did a video, right?
Yeah.
You're going to start a Sneak This IG, right?
Meaning what?
Start a Sneak This IG. Sneak This cards.
Why would I do that? We'll just send you the video and you can post it on the current
It's
account.
not a card page. Start one and then we can advertise
It's an everything
here.
page.
Oh, no. It's a sneaker page.
It's an everything page.
It should be a culture page and cards are included.
Card advertising for the card page at the top of every show builds that one up as well, and then build another one up. You don't like to build audiences. See, no, you got to build an audience up. That's how you do this. You start a YouTube page, you build it up, you build it up.
I guarantee you there's already people who listen to the show because I started talking about cards. Guarantee you.
Talk your shit, get yours.
That's impossible.
It's not impossible.
Well, they have to like sneakers too.
That's sure.
So they found, they talk to
And then they tell somebody who likes cards, and they tell somebody, and they tell somebody.
Yes,
I like it.
I mean, that's how everything works.
Typically.
Appreciate everybody who likes, subscribe, share this podcast. Appreciate everybody who comments, DMs, all that good old stuff. Appreciate Don coming again, pulling up one more time.
Of course.
Anybody got any pickups this week? Anybody?
I won Bad Bunny JWowws today.
Dang.
Okay.
What they going for?
No, they're not worth as much as the first two.
Oh, really?
But you're still going to make some money, though.
Oh, yeah. I think they're $350 or something. The other ones are like
shit.
$900.
This is double. Yeah.
Oh.
The brown ones are like about $900, and the pink ones I think about $600 or $700. That's what I saw when I saw it win. I was like, "Oh yes, $700!" And I looked.
And what are the retail on these?
I think like 170, 180, right?
160.
Oh,
Yeah.
them joints is high. They got a special box or anything? Or is it just a blue Adidas box?
The regular Adidas pull box.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, you'll see it. I mean, it's a little better quality, but it's just a
Are the pink one and the brown one are furry, right? And this one is horsehair.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I just put it on a raffle because I know people like Bad Bunny. That's the only.
I kept
reason.
trying to do the raffle thing, but then my card wasn't. All the digits were missing. I was like, I'll do it later, and I just completely forgot. What else you copped? That was it?
I think.
Don, you grab anything?
I grabbed two things that nobody that listens to the podcast cares about, which is cool with me.
How do you know this?
I grabbed the D Brown Reebok pump
Oh, I saw you post that.
for, I mean, obviously ridiculous steal. I mean, ridiculous. That's why I got it. And then Varsity Royal the Griffies. The Griffey Air Max 1.
Everybody loves Griffies.
Not everybody.
I love them.
You don't wear them.
You're right, but I got the OGs, the blue. I got Freshwaters. Maybe two Freshwaters.
Okay.
The blue.
Yeah.
Blue Vault.
So that's what it pretty much was, like the Blue Vault, Varsity Royal, whatever they're calling them. I got those, both of those super steel. Paid under $100 for both. So
For both together?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a super
well, I told you when the steals come, yeah, I take advantage. So yeah, I scooped those up, and that's pretty much it. I've lost on every other release since then. So
Did y'all try for Pollens? I didn't even try.
I didn't wake up in time.
oh, you know what? Those I didn't try for because I don't like them that much,
Oh, okay. See,
and they're not really hitting like that.
I woke
So-
up.
I figured they would because of the box and everything, but
I think
they're not
look
high.
dope.
Oh, the box is tight.
No, but the prices
Oh,
aren't high. I haven't even looked
Not
'cause I
crazy.
didn't try.
Not crazy.
No. I was gonna try, but I was like, you know what? This is one of them ones where you have to consciously say, you know, I'm passing on this. Like I was
Yeah.
woke everything, and I was like, I don't care about
No,
this.
they're cool, but I'm alright on them. What about you?
Nah, nothing. Literally not one thing. But I will tell you this: I unds my Concord 11s. I wore them in the house. And I don't know if that counts as unds, but I wore them in the house all day. Let me tell you something about Jordans. Okay, now, I know we talked about Jordan 1s and all that. When I put on a Jordan 1, I never feel like anything, if you want to say that. But when you put on a Jordan 3 through 14, I be feeling like Jordan fan. I'm not even joking. I walk around the house in 11s shooting fadeaways all day, touching the door jams, leaning the back on the door like this.
Sure do. Told you.
Jordans make you feel that way. If you put on a 5.2, I'll put on fire red 5s too in the house. I was walking around fire red 5s on, and I was like, ooh, I was like this, pivoting. I was like this.
Then you post
Wow.
the wings
So you
picture.
put soccer
Just
cleats
like that?
on and you kick the ball around.
Maybe, but I didn't. All Jordans that week in the house, huh? WAP used to mean something different for you youngins. WAP, that means you used to bust that bucket. I know a lot of y'all don't know that. But I was in the house like this in the kitchen, like that all day. But Concord 11s, you know what? I put them on, and not the new high cut.
Okay.
The ones we copped. What was that? At Nike.
2011, 2012.
Yeah, so I undid a pair of those. That's the only pair I got. So I was like, well, let me go put these on. Man, that bottom, the yellow around the thing.
yeah.
It was it's like orange now. It's not even yellow.
Yeah.
But that high patent leather, it doesn't even compare. I don't care if that was the original OG. The low patent leather is way better on 11s.
Modified. I tend to agree. Only because I like the 2012 bread more than the 2019 bread. And it's because of the patent leather cut.
It's way different. That patent leather takes up way too much of the new shoe.
But that is an OG though, so that's why I'm not mad at them doing that.
Yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? But then it's like, well, are they going to leave it that way forever now?
I think so.
Dang, I need them to go back.
Well, why would they
go back, I might.
I don't think they could go back. They couldn't at this point.
Huh? Well,
they reimagined the OG. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Wearing them Concords felt good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Putting on if them Fire Red 5s weren't too big, it's a size 10.
Yeah.
Like, and them joints way too big for me. And I was like, well, I had double socks on, and I was like, I'm in the house anyway. So I just walked around the house wearing them all day, tongue flopping out like
felt
Fresh
good,
Prince.
didn't it?
Felt good.
Yeah,
it felt good.
They wearable. I'm trying to tell you.
You better start putting them on, at least in the house.
So you're not gonna wear them outside? You're just gonna wear them inside only?
Concords I will.
I was gonna say Concords
I will. I just can't wear the
day.
5s out. They were way too big. A size 10, I need probably a 9 in 5s. But I didn't get anything. What come out this week, George?
Let's see.
Oh, we're doing top 5 today. We would do a top 10. I'll be honest with you, making a 5 was kind of hard.
You know what's funny? For this one, it was kind of easy for me.
Oh, really? So we're doing...
I'm sure I've skipped some, and I'm sure you'll let me know. But my 5 is solid to me.
I guarantee we probably all have one of the same sneakers.
Oh, we'll see. I hope so.
There's one that I feel like we all have, definitely.
I hope so.
You probably got another one that I'm thinking of, and I really wanted to put it on my list, but I didn't care for it as much as everybody else did.
We're going to see.
But we're doing top 5, not 10 today, because I got to kind of get out of here a little bit earlier. Top 5 sneakers with reflective or 3M?
Yeah, top 3M reflective.
Top 5 reflective. And shout out to Skate. Skate's the one that suggested this. He said top 10, obviously, a while ago. But shout out to Skate. Oh, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday to Skate.
Happy birthday, Skate.
He suggested doing this. So I made my list. I'll be honest with you. I had a really hard time. Only one I could think of off the top of my head. Then I had to look. And I was like, oh, I'm smoking. I'm like, this is my favorite, one of my favorite things of all time. Then I looked at this, and I was looking. So I got doing that. Hopefully George made a list. You made a list, George? You sure?
I even got some honorable mentions too. This list was actually kind of easy for me.
I got a couple honorable mentions.
Yeah.
What come out this week, George?
Women's Dunk Low Purple Pulse. It says Dunk OG, but I don't know why it says OG. Maybe they try to make OG shape. But Purple Pulse Dunk.
They're not all OG shape? Oh, some of these Dunk, I looked in the boxes in my closet. Some say retro, some say OG, some say SP.
SP, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, do these...
They just be throwing it on there.
My Syracuse says SP. It doesn't say retro. I'm assuming because a retro would be if it was a high. Because the OG was a high, right?
Huh?
The Syracuse never came out in a low.
Correct.
The first time.
Okay, so
then I'm assuming that
that
would be a retro.
Considered a retro.
Oh, I have no idea.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
But the UNLV came out as a low, right?
Correct.
No,
what? The UNLV, like the college dunk?
Yeah.
No, it was a high.
Oh, it was high too?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Some of them, all my boxes say them different. Maybe I got all fakes. I don't know.
SP was only the ones that came out last year that were super limited. Anything else other than that was like the stuff that's come out this year, or even the Ugly Duckling Pack stuff didn't say SP on it.
Hey, what'd they say? Just retros and SP? Oh.
It could be retro because they released before. I don't know. But the SPs were only the be true to your school colorways.
Oh, okay.
So Syracuse, St. John's, Kentucky.
Michigan State.
Another
not
one?
into that, right?
There was highs.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if those were part of the same thing. I don't think those say SP on them.
The carbonation in your soda is dancing wild right now. I just want you to know that.
McDonald's Coke is like, you could use that for like, I mean,
clean your battery.
acid. Yeah.
That's what they show in the
YouTube videos. You regular Coke.
Little bubbles are chasing each other.
Sulfuric acid.
Yeah,
but
that's what you're drinking. Clean your car engine battery.
You're right. And women's Dunk Low Yellow Strike. So those two are coming out separate days, I guess. Or maybe not.
Must be European.
And then a men's Dunk Low multi-camo, black multi-camo.
Yeah, I like those.
Not really, actually, I'll be honest.
Do you like those ones better than the white ones? I think I like them better than the white ones.
No, I actually kind of like the white ones a little more.
Oh, really?
I'm not going to get them anyway. Okay. It's a little too much camo. What the camo?
Would you keep them or keep them? I mean, buy them and keep them.
Oh no, I don't like them that much to keep them.
Okay.
I might even give them some for retail if I hit. That's how much I don't like them. I just want to see if sneakers will bless me.
Psh, that ain't happening.
There's a Jordan 4 coming out. It looks like it's only a kid's shoe DIY.
Yeah, I think that's the one that come with like markers or crayons or something. You color it or whatever.
All right.
I wonder if you color it and it's permanent or like you wash it off. Like,
It doesn't say.
I don't know.
I better get some sneakers this week. I tried everything that everyone said to do. I watched all of the lives. I did. I watched 3 of the lives.
Come on.
The kick checks. I watched the stories. I watched the this is how we made the shoe. I did all of that for the past few days. Every day, like clockwork.
You know what? If you did that, you legit did that, and you get some, you know, whoa. This week releases are too whack.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Lately May 14s dropped this week.
Okay, and I'm trying because I want those. Even though I don't know.
They don't come in our sizes though.
They don't, but I still want to try to get
What's
it.
What's the max size?
I think 10.5 in men's.
Oh,
you gonna be all right.
No, I wear an 11 in men. I mean 11 in women's.
No, I think it's a 10.5 in men's, which equates to what's that, like a 12 in
People
women's.
have
Like
14s on GOAT.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like a 12 in women's, which is a 10.5.
But you're gonna try for them though, right? Just anyways.
Yeah, because I want to.
If you get those, then I'll believe it. Then
I'll believe it. I've been doing everything.
Wait, have you got anything off sneakers recently?
No, the last thing I got off of sneakers
I didn't know the last thing you got, because if you got something recently off sneakers, it just might be your time.
Let me see. Keep going and I'll let you know. I'm going to go through.
Them Malala May 14s, though, are a must cop.
They're fire.
14.
Them joints are unreal fire.
Absolutely.
And up for competition of Sneaker of the Year.
No.
Yeah.
They're it's a nice shoe. It's not up for Sneaker of the Year.
Oh, no, it is.
No.
Wait till you see it in human form.
Yeah, it's a human form transformer.
Fire.
More than meets the eye.
That ain't the song.
I mean, did you think I was trying to do the...
I thought you were trying to do the sound when they
No,
transform.
I'm just doing a random noise.
The last one was that Jordan 1 Low, neutral gray.
Pretty sure that's Decepticon noise.
That was over 30 days ago.
Oh, 30 days is in a window of
No, look at my August. Not selected. Look at my July. Not selected. June, not selected.
Nah,
Fam, what you
30
mean?
days is a window.
No, it's not.
Let me see my last one.
Mind you, it's 4 shoes out of 5,000. So no.
My last one was, well, I got like exclusive. Oh, no, I didn't get exclusive access. I got these Bull 5s, which I canceled.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't even want to think about keeping them, because I'll keep them.
So they gave you exclusive access to that?
No. I did like the restock of
the
whatever.
restock, 'cause-
And then these Sakai's.
Got you.
Whenever that was.
Stuff.
No, I didn't. I mean, before that was Clivers, and this one that sat.
You got Clivers.
Yeah, that was the last month of the entire year.
That's fine. You guys get exclusive access. I get exclusive
does.
L's.
The last time I got one was Grinch.
Are they still handing out off-white access?
Yes.
Or is that over with? Oh,
There
okay.
was one today.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think a couple more days.
Somebody was like, "Yo, I hope y'all checking." I'm like, "Don't you get a notification on your phone when you got?" Yeah,
you did.
I'm like, "I ain't."
If you sign for it.
Kith, Hawaii.
Oh, that's this week.
The Air Force.
It's in Hawaii only.
Now, I don't like majority white shoes, and the collar is another color.
Clean.
But that color inside of that with that vintage age,
And I don't do vintage age. You know how I feel about it, but them joints
them
go.
joints are fire.
I don't know why they did like the same color scheme as Miami though. That's the only thing that doesn't make sense to me.
I thought they were all like, you mean like the other one?
It's just teal. It's like the same as Miami. It's like
I mean, what, Hawaii doesn't do teal?
Oh,
Sure, there's some
man,
teal in the
still
lays
a lot-
out there.
some
I'm
clear
sure
water.
it is, but
Some-
why
the
would
water.
you do the same color again? Is what I'm saying.
Oh, they didn't do that before, did they?
No, I'm not saying the same exact shoe. I'm saying they took a color that they've already used before for all kinds of different shoes associated with Miami, and they just put it on a shoe
really?
and said, "This is Hawaii
I
now."
don't even. Oh, you talking about the Asics?
They've done it on more than one shoe. They've done it on Air Force One low. It might be look different than this one. They've done it on clearly they've done it on Asics, multiple Asics.
Oh, see, I don't even look at that color and think of that. It didn't even cross my mind. Like, oh, they've used. I mean, teal is teal to me.
Yeah, teal is teal. They put teal on diamonds, so, you know, on Tiffany's, you know what I'm saying? Like, similar.
I think I probably would have liked the flower pattern though. Something on them. It's Hawaii.
Yeah, but see, that's kind of tacky.
Why you say it like
No,
that?
because I mean, right? In the sense that, like, oh, we're in Hawaii, let's throw some flower patterns on it. That's almost expected.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe a laser flower.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
something. You know, a flower in the back. back of it. Something. Maybe it's in the insole. It's something got to be in it.
Nonetheless,
Or the island. The island on it.
See, now I'd be cool with that.
That'd be fire. I like the shirts too.
A rotating pig on the side or something like that.
Oh, that'd be fire too.
That'd be crazy.
Inside the thing, a rotating pig.
Jordan 12 grind, utility grind. I don't know why it's called utility grind, but
It's a Jordan 12? What's it look like?
it's all black.
Oh, is that what that's?
No,
called?
that's one we don't care for.
Oh.
So that's a 12.
Y'all not thinking about it?
Yeah, we're not copping
Y'all not
that
copping
one.
that one?
That's facts.
You didn't cop the twist?
And Jordan 36, it looks like.
Oh, already? Mahomes come out Friday too.
Luka, Rui Hachimura, and then 2 WNBA players.
That Kira Nurse one is
Kia
Nurse. I like that one a lot. That's probably my favorite one out of all 4 of them.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try to quote, but I'm assuming she plays in the WNBA or was on the Chinese Olympic team or something.
That's a woman?
I'm pretty sure, because if it's the same day as Kia Nurse, and then the other ones are another day.
Are tight. I
Let me
like
see
those.
the Kia Nurse. Is that the white and red one?
That's the white and red one. Yeah,
okay.
that's my favorite out the 4.
Yeah, that one is pretty tight. I'm not mad at the shoe. I mean, I got it on the list to talk about, but I mean, honestly, well, let me talk about it. Anyways, what else come out, fam?
That's it.
That's it. Oh, Ivy Park stuff come out this week too.
The blue ones do, but you say you didn't care about them. So.
I thought the big boot thing do too. The super sleek. Oh, I thought it was the same day.
I mean, I don't know what it looks like. So
It's like the
this right here.
yeah. What's it called?
Yeah, but
that
if
joint
I
is called.
announced that, you would have been like,
That joint is called super.
"Don't tell me
super
you
sleek.
put a picture of this." On
I
the
did
website.
already.
Oh,
It's Ivy Park.
And it's gonna sell out.
man.
It's super sleek, super sleek. That's a big boot, super sleek.
Yes.
Mahomes
The
come out
irony
Friday,
is gonna sell it.
but I think the Mahomes are just early access or something. I don't know if you saw them. You saw them?
Yeah, some.
They look like every Adidas.
I mean, it's a trainer. It's Mahomes, so it's gonna sell. But
Oh no, it won't. Did anybody buy the Ultra Boost and all the other ones he did? He's done other ones. Now they weren't signatures.
yeah, but this is a signature trainer that he's like officially playing in, and he's gonna be like, "Is it the shoes? Yeah, it's me." This, you know what I'm saying?
No, they should have been Chiefs colors. Volt?
I mean, but I get it. Volt on the field.
Oh, he's not wearing that on the field. Volt?
Well, I'm saying for practice.
Oh.
You don't wear a trainer like while you're playing.
I mean, like a cleat version of it.
You don't like them?
I mean, they look like Hardens. They look like
Oh no,
Trey Young.
They look like almost every Adidas.
They look
You're right.
like every single Adidas. Now, do I think Mahomes has sell power? No. Like Mahomes isn't. You know what's funny is I feel like Mahomes is almost old news now. As great as he is, like I
It's
feel
just
like
been too long since football ended. That's why you're saying that.
it's
Well-
only been a season.
and he's slightly overshadowed
understand
by because Brady still plays, and Brady just whipped his ass. in the-
It's just like anything else, recency bias. It's not in what you're thinking about on a daily basis. There's nothing about Mahomes leaving the
Yeah, but when
of-
he played the previous season and balled out and won a Super Bowl, whatever, like I couldn't wait to see him again. He did the same thing the following year. Now Brady did win, but I feel like this new wave of young quarterbacks, like that's who I care about now. Like I'm excited to see them. Like Mahomes,
Who,
is-
like Herbert, or who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Lawrence. I'm talking about Fields. I'm talking about
They're all
all
rookies,
of them.
though.
They're all rookies, but like they're all on teams that we don't want to watch. None of us want to care to watch the Bears, watch the defense maybe a little bit. Nobody cares to watch the Jaguars. Nobody cares to watch the Jets.
well, now that they got rid of Tebow, I don't want to
like
watch the Jags
I
anymore.
love when NFL teams get these players. Like thank God, like I have a reason to watch the Jaguars besides bagging on them.
Yeah.
The
Like,
Bears aren't in the same category with those teams.
They're
The
not
Bears
because
are
they're a
an
more
important
recent
team.
playoff team, and that's
No,
based
it's
on
not that. It's about just prestigious franchise.
Yes, it's a historic franchise, but I'm just saying, like it's based off of their defense.
They've
And
never had a good quarterback in their entire franchise history, and so it's interesting for that reason alone.
Never.
You get somebody who can. I mean, Jim McMahon won a Super Bowl, but
He
that doesn't
won
mean he
one.
was a good quarterback. So
Nah.
you get someone who can actually play the position.
Hopefully, we'll see.
We're excited to see them, but they're not Mahomes.
Not yet, of course not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So like,
But I have Chiefs going 10-7 this year. So
do you think they're gonna lose that much?
I do.
You must think Mahomes is getting injured.
Yikes!
No, well, he was on the cover of Madden. Now,
That
so
streak,
was Brady.
That streak was broken like 4 years ago. Someone wrote an article on it.
Yeah, but I think it was only broke once.
No, 4 years in a row of no
Who was it? I gotta look at it.
Look it up.
I think one of them maybe was a tight end. I think Kelsey maybe made the cover one. I don't know. I think so. It's hard to injure a tight end.
The shoes are okay.
They're okay.
It's nothing, but you're right. It's the same similar wavy pattern style that they do with every shoe.
Yeah, those joints are $180. So.
I didn't know that. Are you serious?
Not paying $100.
Maybe they're not selling it. Honestly, I thought as a trainer, $110, $120.
I thought
and
so
it's
too.
Adidas.
And I looked. I feel like it was $180, and I was like, no.
Oh yeah, no, they're
way.
wild.
You know, them joints are the same price as Human Races. Like, what are you nuts? Like, heck no. Human Races $220, but the new one that just dropped today, well, the participation,
the blue one,
that's $180. I want that joint. That joint is fire.
I need to see it first before I pay $180 for that plus tax for that shoe.
Plus tax.
I was hoping it'd be like $140. I don't know.
That's
justify
crazy,
$180 for that.
You know what? There's only, I think Human Race stuff is the only thing that I would like consider paying retail for an Adidas. I think this is going to ultimately sit. Maybe, I guess. I think they're going to come out. They got a green one, and they got some other colors coming out. So, obviously, it's going to be just like all the other ones. Drop of red, orange, green, purple, black, all that. I think the blue one might be probably the wackest color to me. Blue is a very hard shoe to wear. It's not an easy shoe to throw on. I have a lot of blue shoes, and the only one I wear is the Cortezes, and I got to wear Dodgers gear with it. Like, I just can't walk around wearing a blue shoe like that. So, you said that's it, George?
That's it for the release list.
Shoe Palace shooting, fam.
Throw him under the jail.
Yeah, I think it's good to have Don here too because Don worked in the retail. Don's always been involved in the sneakers, you know. And Don worked into the retail space. I've never worked at retail in my entire life, so I've never worked in the shoe side. You know, it was always that goal when you was in high school and college and stuff like that. You know, and rest in peace to the young man. You know, I didn't write his name.
I did. It's Jaron Bradford.
Rest in peace, man. Like you know, it's just an unnecessary
young kid, man. 26 years old.
Young kid, you know, and. You know, it's one of those things, like I said, Don worked retail, and I don't know the ins and outs of retail and, like, the rules for stuff like that, because I know y'all have seen y'all share of crazies.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So, I mean, when you heard this, what'd you think? Well,
unfortunately, I'm not surprised. I was surprised that I mean, the young gentleman passed. I was not surprised that a fight broke out at a sneaker raffle that ultimately caused, you know, the death of this kid. Because it's been like that since day one. Even before raffles were a thing, for some reason, violence and sneakers kind of go hand in hand. Remember that? What was that article back in the early 90s where they had like the Jordan 5 on the cover, and they're saying like
Sports Illustrated.
There it is, that one. And like that's when it kind of got introduced, like sneaker culture with violence. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of just been intertwined ever since. Anytime you see years down the road some type of release, what's it called? Jordan 11s, the Concords. Remember how crazy that got at all the malls and all that, all the violence that ensued. Even out here at High Point when they did the Yeezy release, there was cats talking about dudes with guns in the line and stuff like that. It unfortunately goes hand in hand, and it's super sad. And the thing is, it's the young culture that's making this happen, and they're the reason why the media portrays us in a bad light when it comes to sneakers and that whole culture. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. So, and when you were saying I used to work at Nike, one thing I always noticed, anytime we had a release, right, and it was going to be like an overnight camp, they would have mad security out there. Mad security.
Now, you were working at a Nike in the highest of high end. Out here.
Yeah, but for context, I'll take that. Cool. So, but it's still a Nike at the end of the day.
Right. And like, I would expect there to hire security versus Arizona.
But no, I got a point, though. I'm getting to it. Okay. So, they would hire mad security, right, for a drop.
Right.
Nothing ever happened, but they always felt a type of way because of the media and how they portrayed everything. But across the street at an Apple store, when the new iPhone was dropping, there'd be a line out the door, camp out overnight, not one security guard in sight. So I used to ask that. I'm like, why is it always security guards at a Nike for a release, but not at an Apple iPhone? You know what I'm saying? And essentially it came down to them saying, I mean, we'll be honest, it's the clientele, the black and brown kids out here, and we see on the media always causing hysteria, you know what I'm saying, over a release.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's just never going to end.
They ever tell y'all stuff not to do if something happened? Like if someone started fighting, they tell you.
A lot of times they'd say, don't get in the mix and don't get in the middle of it. Don't, we have security on hand for that, number one, or number two, call the cops or something like that. Don't go try to break it up. But the couple times that I saw scuffles, I would always go break it up because for the most part, I felt like I knew everyone there. Or I was confident enough to nothing was going to happen.
Right.
Now, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have been so confident because there could have been that one asshole that had a gun on him that, that pulled. But to me, when that happened, I was cool with trying to go out there and, me and a couple other homies or whatever, try to squash it. But that kid that got out there, the Jaren, I think that's how you pronounce his name, so it's not my bad. He probably thought the same thing. He's like, oh, I know these people. I pull up, I see a scuffle going. Hey, what's going on? And when you read the article, they're saying, oh, they kind of scurried all towards him, and then someone just pulled out a gun. It's like, but that's kind of crazy.
Right.
He was literally just trying to help out. So I don't know, man. It's it's happened before. You see malls in Atlanta when they're storming in the malls to try to get shoes. You see it in Cali, you see it in Vegas. It's everywhere. It's not that deep, but for some reason they make it deep.
Well, I don't know. You want to say something, George? Right?
I'm number one, like you said, condolences to the family. I remember as a kid, maybe not like a small child, but just I don't even know why it would come conversation. My mom would say, there's no way I'm burying you before I die or whatever. I feel like it's something that all parents say.
We all
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So no parent wants to see their child die. To die over something that stupid is absolutely ridiculous. But it just goes back to if you look at it, because obviously, looking at statistics, shootings are up in general in the United States of America. I don't know if it has something to do with coronavirus or politics or what it is, but it seems like the younger generation, we know the younger generation is behind all these shootings. You look at Chicago, you look at Los Angeles, you look at the Bay Area, all these. You can say gang related or whatever if you want, but all the shootings that happen in the neighborhoods where the majority of the shootings are kids, there's something, I don't know if it's music or
social media.
If you think social media is probably part of it, but they said the shooter was 16.
Yeah, the kid that's shot him was 16.
You obviously learned that from somewhere. You got the gun from somewhere. It sounds corny when people talk about it, but I remember growing up and they talk about the older generation of gang members, even though they're responsible for fueling the younger kids, they all grow up and realize how stupid it is. And then they're the only ones who know what the beefs were in the streets between two different neighborhoods. And then kids who know nothing about it, maybe they have some relatives who are older who passed away before. But these kids take over these beefs that they have nothing to do with, and then so they're just conditioned to that violence. It's absurd to me. The fact that the shooter was 16 years old. What's going on? And it makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, and see, you know what? What was funny when I watched this is, and I kind of got a lot to say about it, but and I don't want to come off as sympathetic to the 16-year-old. But just like George said,
some kids don't choose where they grow up. Right. We understand that. So,
right.
Yeah.
Because what we're talking
or no kid chooses, I should say. But
I think we've been. Me and Don got multiple kids. George is in his 40s. I'm almost 40. We're almost 16 is I remember we were in our 20s, 16 felt close. Even in my 30s, 16 didn't feel so far away. Almost 40, 16 is a child to me. Like a child, And like I said, I don't want to feel come across as man, but I do feel bad for him. And a couple things that I noticed, and I don't know if you guys actually watched the video of him pulling the gun out and shooting him.
I saw it on accident.
Typically I don't see stuff like that.
I try not to watch it. I'll be honest.
I try not to watch stuff like that.
I watched the story, the news story in LA about it, and they actually showed it you can't really see anything. I guess maybe they blurred out his hand or something, but
no, they blurred out
the camera. The camera goes around the post or whatever. You can't really see.
The person was trying to, it was doing a bunch of stuff. But in that situation, what I noticed about the video and what I take away from this mainly was how casual it was. It wasn't a pull out.
Scuffle.
It was it wasn't even a hesitation. One, two, the fact of how everybody reacted once he did it. Like, now I haven't been around anybody busting a gun.
Well, not everyone sprinted. That's the thing that was crazy.
That's my point. Like, like I said, I haven't been around anybody busting a gun in a while. I don't know, a few pullouts here and there, but like back when we was younger, you heard the one shot.
Bro, you saw the piece you left. Yeah,
it made me think that this people around there are so used to it or conditioned. I'm talking, they did a little shuffle, like, hey, like, it wasn't even, some of them didn't even turn their back and go. They were still like, whoa, hey, like, it wasn't even fear. I didn't hear, like, the typical girls, I heard no screaming, and I was like, this is crazy to me. Then also, watching all the news stuff, I watched Complex, had a reporter out there. I mean, I guess he's a reporter. Fam, people got to do better to who they talk to. I get it, but you can't talk to the homeboy on the bike like, yo, son, it's crazy, son, it's crazy. I'm like, this is a serious topic. Tell him to right on. Look, the fact of the matter of, like, everybody, and I get it because it all started based on a sneaker situation. When people start saying, like, man, it's over sneakers, it makes me feel like there's a level to, like, it's okay. To me, I will only kill to save my life or my family's or something like that. So it's like, man, over sneakers, it's like, well, if it was over money, would it be like, oh, I could see, or like over a woman? Like, there shouldn't be a level to where you even get to that point. This is broad daylight. And we're talking about broad daylight on a heavy traffic street. We're not talking about like in the back alley.
Right. Not only is it broad daylight, there's a million cameras out there. A
million. I was looking,
and I'm not talking about people filming. I'm talking about there's a camera on every single building.
Yeah. LAPD, I was watching the LAPD stuff, and LAPD said, like, we're going to be out here a few days just collecting videos. They were like,
I mean, they knew who it was everywhere.
Well, that's why they were able to get them.
Yeah, they got just like that. And, you know, it takes me back to, like, you know, because I felt like at that point in time, whatever started with, like, initially started the reason someone said he couldn't put multiple raffle tickets in. There was a variation of things. Someone said it was over the Bad Bunny. The news said it was over the Camo Dunk. You know, they showed the picture of the Camo Dunk, like, whatever. I don't know what it was. Either way, once it had came to the conclusion of, like, you're not going to do this, then all it made me think of was, like you said, these young individuals who don't understand stuff, and they take these beliefs that they've been raised in as like the normalcy, like, yo, he disrespected me. I had these young cats used to be saying that's like, yo, disrespect me. Like, I was like, you don't even understand what disrespect is. And without saying, my very first thing I've ever worked professionally, okay, without saying what I do or what I've done, the very first thing I've ever done when I professionally was a homicide thing. I had to figure out what was going on in this situation. It was a uncle shot his nephew. Shot and killed his nephew, okay? The uncle was 47, 43, and the nephew was 17, okay? Now, I break things down in a different way when you talk about stuff like this. It was like uncle, nephew, but when you thought about it, it was like, yo, you shot your sister's son.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Guess what? It was a family thing that they do every Sunday to come watch the Cardinals play. They were arguing about the team they're both rooting for. And he shot the nephew. Now, typically in those situations, those type of parties, drinking, get out of control, they start playing cards and somebody do something stupid. No, they were arguing. The nephew said somebody was washed or whack, and he said, you disrespect him, he's a legend. I think it was over Fitz, to be honest with you. And whatever happened, I think the nephew must have got tough, you know, or stood up, shot him, killed him. The sister's in the house. And I'm thinking to myself, and now this is where I came in, like the understanding of what started A to B to C and figure out the psychology. And you know what the uncle said? Oh, he disrespected me.
Oh, come on, man.
And the uncle was one of them OG cats. And so
he thought it was warranted.
He legit felt like, hey, I don't care who, he ain't never let nobody. And I'm like, this is out of control. When I saw that situation, it was the very first thing I thought of, like the disregard for just understanding the value of like your life and his life. You take his life, but your own life. Like, I just couldn't imagine ruining my life and being in prison, like, you know, it's a sneaker situation. That's why I'm here. Like, for homicide is insane. And they gonna throw the book at this cat. Because
as they should.
It wasn't like a, you know, as a juvenile, you can sometimes, I don't want to say slide on murder, but you can an 8 to 10 type thing.
You can make it from like
you can
number one homicide or to like manslaughter.
You can do something based on the situation it took place. That was such an unnecessary situation. It just didn't have to happen. Like, you know, and I don't know, I've heard variations of what the young man that works there said and did and what he was doing. Someone said he was trying to fight the guy too. Someone said he wasn't. I don't know. I'm not going to sully the dead's name, you know what I mean? Of course. Because he didn't have to die. Either way, what it is. But like I said, the amount of guts it takes to do that in daylight on Melrose in front of, I mean, this is Melrose. These are major places. I mean, the street is packed. Like there was eyewitness. I don't care what mask you wearing. There was the cameras, eyewitnesses, like everybody was there. It takes an incredible amount of guns that terrifies me. Like, it legit terrifies me. Like, there are situations, us as men, like I said, you touch my kids, my wife, you get wily, something like that, I might have to get busy. Now, hopefully I wouldn't, and me and my wife talk about it all the time. You know, if a man starts talking wild to her or something crazy like that, man, I feel like I gotta do something, but I would hope my wife would be like, hey, don't even do it. I would hope so, because it could go either way. You know what I mean? And I would hate to be like, and my wife wouldn't want to be like, yeah, you know, Greg got killed because this man called me something at the bar, you know, and and the guy hit him in the head with a bottle. Whatever the case may be. So
let me just, you know what's dumb about like just my thinking in general on stuff like this? Because I think about this all the time when I see stuff on the news.
I think about it all the
time. And I'm
like,
in my head, I'm always like, you know what? I would never ever let it get to that level. But then I think about the times I'd be in my car and somebody like cut me off, and I'd be ready to scrap.
Instant rage.
You know what I mean? Like
instant rage. Yeah.
So even in my head, I have a disconnect between when I'm not angry and when I am angry. Like, I don't know if someone actually pulled over, would I get out? Like, I remember when I was like probably like 22, someone pulled up and was like, follow me out my house. We're about to fight right now. I was like, why would I follow your house? Let's just fight right here.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, follow me to my house. Like, what?
He gave you the address.
Yes, like, I was like,
if you get lost,
map quest.
But you know, you like, so you could get the gun or have people jump me or whatever. Like, no, like, pull over. You want to fight? We'll fight right here. Now, I was 22, 23, whatever. So I was dumb, but that's the thing is, like, even when it's, sometimes your brain ain't firing correctly when you try to make the right decision. Now, there's no right decision about 16-year-olds shooting somebody over sneakers. That's clearly like cut and dry. There was no disrespect. Now, someone runs your car over or runs you over or something, you think a little bit differently. But even still, it's an inanimate object that's being damaged. It's not worth, when you're in your sane mind, having anything over.
It's not, and that's man stuff.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yes, clearly. Adrenaline,
because I know
ego,
what you're talking about.
Else. Like, we all have that.
Fam, when I drive from the podcast and to get on the freeway, sometimes cars be wilding. And I'd be like, ooh, if I had a grenade launcher.
I see people who are like the night.
I'm always like, oh my God, if I had a grenade launcher, no joke.
The thing that I always do, I've never been the person who will like call the police if I see, you know, like a crazy driver or something. Now, if I seen someone busting guns out the window, I probably call. But all right.
Resale be like, Resale see a man walking on a sidewalk weird. They be like,
okay, that's different. We talked about this all the time. Like, if you're in the game, and you know what I mean by the game, then you can snitch. If you're not in the game, you can't snitch. You're just a regular civilian.
Yeah.
You can't snitch if you're a civilian. Now, if you doing that reaction because you don't want to tell like on family or something, okay, no. If you're not in the game, you're not a snitch. You're just a civilian.
Period. That's without question. You know, it's just that, like, man, look, man, we joke about being outside, fam. I was outside, okay? I've seen it all, and I think about these situations that I could have been. I went to dinner with my cousins and my uncles the other night. Like, it was a super late dinner. Went to the Phoenician, had a nice dinner for my cousin, and we were talking, and we were like, dang, like, do you know how many times like we could have died, or like, Facts. Or could have like killed somebody, done something stupid, like crazy stuff. I've been playing around in Oakland, playing around in LA. Like, it's not even a discussion. I know I'm on here and I feel like I'm a jovial guy, I'm a family guy now, but I was outside, all right? I hate to think about that because that young goofiness is what, like, I remember a lot of people I know got themselves killed. You know what I mean? Got themselves killed or got themselves crazy hurt or got someone else in their family killed, like, doing goofy things. You know, I mean, we was in Oakland fooling around and, like, cats pulling guns on us and, like, we thought it was funny. Like, we thought it was funny after the fact, you know? But, like, man, like, I hate the fact of, like, when I grew up, and I've said this on a podcast before, I remember cats being shot for Jordans. You know what it did? It made me want that Jordan more. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
It's such a weird dynamic of era you grow up in. I see it now and I'm like, man, y'all stupid. But this comes to the point that we're gonna talk about later. Like, nobody should want, and I feel like the situation wasn't about the sneakers anymore. Once they kind of started scurrying to the side, and forget the sneaker now. Like, you already said that. Now this 16-year-old is on some other things. Like, yo, you disrespected me. You doing something wild. Because I'm pretty confident he's gonna go to court and say he thought he was gonna get jumped. Because if you watch the video, it was kind of a low-key half circle around him. And he pulled it out and tried to do it.
Yeah, but we don't know how many people was with him and with other people.
We don't. Yeah. But in the video that you see, it looks like literally just him, and it looks like that. And I was like sitting there, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, man, what is this guy gonna do and say to try to help this out situation? Because he's got to play the young card, and he's got to play the he was scared for his life card.
For his life.
That's what he's gonna have to do in order to even have a minimal chance of getting out of prison before 30 or something like that. Even that, maybe even a little like early. I am terrified.
I don't think you can play the self-defense unless the other man had a weapon because he was backing up.
Well, no, see, now, I don't know about California law. Me, I'm short. Talk about this all the time. I'm extremely short. You are taller than me and bigger than me. Depending on the situation, now this is based off what I actually know from dealing with courts and stuff. If you're out of control and a rage trying to get to me and I shoot you, based on my size versus yours, I can get away with self-defense in a certain situation. That's been done.
You're talking about if it's on video or not on video, or it doesn't matter?
Well, I
don't think it matters.
I'm gonna have to argue it at whatever point, but I mean, like, on video is obviously much better. But if eyewitnesses say George came out of control trying to kill Greg is only 5 something and George is 6 and whatever,
right.
and I can't fight you. I can't beat you up.
But no, I'm saying, I guess the reason why I'm asking is because that's besides the point. I'm talking about based on the video, because on this one we have video evidence of him backing. Now, we don't know who was in the crowd around, because obviously there were other employees there, but the employees called him for help. So the employees obviously were overwhelmed, or they wouldn't have called him.
It's going to come up with lawyer and argument and youth and his family. It's going to come up with a lot of things that's going to do it. The one thing that he doesn't have working against him is that he had a gun in the first place. Mm-hmm. You just can't. It's not an open carry state in California.
And he's 16, so you're
right.
You can't register a weapon when you're 16.
Yeah, you can't register one. That's one. 2, you're not supposed to have one in the state of California. That's where his only downfall is. He's in. I don't know if it's technically the city of Los Angeles. It might be North Hollywood, or I think it might be considered North Hollywood.
But either way, he's in LA County, so the county laws would
But the thing is that what works against him is that, like, I'm pretty confident he's done something before this. It was too easy.
Sure. Yeah, no,
it was way too easy. Like, if this man was in a real situation, I'm confident he really busting them guns. That Melrose, broad daylight, beautiful skies in California, palm trees in this block, Fairfax, like, that's where you go to put the dope gear on and you go shop. Like, I seen people like, man, y'all really turned Melrose into the ghetto and the hood and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's really crazy out here. Mm-hmm. Like, the separation of, like, where you can do stuff and don't do stuff is starting to get blurred in these major cities. Like, it's always been a little bit of but, like, and some things have happened on Melrose before. Like, but, like, shooting broad daylight just blows my mind. It makes me terrified of these kids. I'm not arguing no young kid. Young kid want to say this stuff. old school. Somebody call you suck my dick. Somebody said that to you. Oh, I said we gotta go. Somebody call you a B word. Somebody, man, we got to go back in the day. Now I be like, you said suck my dick? Nah, I'm good, B.
Yeah.
You say what? Come on, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm straight.
I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, nah, you got this, B. That's my thing. Yeah, you got it, fam. You got it. I'm good. Now I ain't sucking no dick, but you good, B.
They different, man.
They different. No, they different.
I mean, I think
Especially out here, it's an open carry.
Oh, I know.
I think, well, Florida would be worse because Florida has stand your ground, and it's basically impossible to lose stand your ground.
And
We
they
seen,
have no-
We saw that.
we seen what's the name?
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened a million
Zimmerman.
times, but
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
we seen that. You know, in a blatantly obvious situation where they even have him on audio saying, "No, don't get out the car and go."
Right.
He did anyway.
Contact.
Did it anyways.
Anyways, I remember a long time ago. I don't remember what. I don't know if it was an interview or what, but I seen Dr. Dre do something, and they were asking him about just shenanigans in general, and he was like, "I got more to lose than the man who might shoot me."
Yeah.
So it's not worth it for me to do that because I'm gonna just go home and chill with my family.
Right.
I don't know what he's up to, but him being now, granted, multimillionaire, whatever else,
Right.
got way more to lose than we do. But no, I'm just saying,
Right.
his life is probably a little more valuable
Right.
than mine maybe not in the grand scheme of life, but just on the
Right.
surface.
Right.
So I've always looked at it that way. Like,
Yeah.
I got more to lose than anybody who's out here trying to get me. So
I'm like,
'cause you trying to get me for some reason.
I mean, I can't leave my kids in the morning going to work, and then someone tells me, F you, and I'm ready to get to scrapping on the freeway. No.
That's another thing that's been happening a lot is like car-to-car shootings on freeways in all the cities.
lot.
Apparently, there's a stretch in Chicago where you basically don't drive on it no more because
I don't think you drive anywhere in Chicago.
well, you'll be all right in the north side.
and that's another thing. Good luck. I seen people talking about this is happening quite often in LA, and obviously Chicago is
LA
the
and
number
Chicago,
one.
yeah.
And they're like, we need this and we need that. The youth ain't got nothing to do, and they were like, we need a youth center and this. And I was like, you know what? I have never been for get guns off the streets. I've never been for it or against it. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. But I'm all for now getting them off the streets because I used to have the mindset, man, it's just crazy people. But crazy people are popping up. Well, I don't even like to tell people crazy. People with too many issues that can't handle them are popping up way faster than ever before. And they're not getting the help that they need, and they're stuck in these situations that put them where they feel like that. That kid, whatever he's dealing with in real life that made him feel that comfortable to do that, he was going to have to go back home to that. You know what? There might not be a situation for him where he was getting better and could actually get out of that. You know what I mean? So it's like all these people that are dealing with this stuff, they're stuck in it for so long. That's all they know. And I'm like, you know what? It's like, well, no, he decided to shoot him. Well, you're right. But it's just too much going on right now. And I just don't have any faith in anybody to make better decisions anymore. And I'm not even talking about bad kids. Grown, if I'm driving down the street, a big white dude, black dude, Mexican guy, everybody is so angry now over everything.
Yeah.
I'm talking, it doesn't matter at the grocery store. It don't matter where you are. The anger is unreal. I actually visually seen somebody yelling at somebody about wearing a mask. He was yelling at this lady, you fall for anything. He's yelling at her, and he's walking out. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, man, I was because he wasn't too wild disrespectful. It was he was in front of the line and she was behind him. And he was making all these comments people wearing masks. He kept doing all that to her. And he was like, if you want to fall for it, and he's doing all this nice stuff. And I'm standing there staring at him. And in my mind, I felt like I'm about to be, man, just chill out, man. Shut up. Because once you get involved in that, it turns quick. I've been in numerous situations where you thought, let me go help out, and they're about to turn quick. Well, remember Resale stayed in a townhouse? Domestic. And any officer, anybody will tell you, domestic situations are the absolute worst to go to. You never want to step into a situation with a man and a woman, or you just don't.
Yeah.
And I if I was that type of guy, you know what I mean? It's a guy thing. You know what I mean? I come through, you and your girl arguing, I come through yo, chill out, man. Who you think you are?
Yeah.
Resale is the Avenger, all right? They're literally in the middle of the street.
Well, I think all women are like that because they perceive themselves as the weaker side, so they want to protect the woman in that example, whereas the man is like, we know it's disrespectful to hit a woman or whatever, but we know that the majority of homicides come from that.
And Resale was the type of like, she just don't want that in her neighborhood. So Resale was like yelling, and I'm like, oh my God. So I gotta go over there.
Yeah.
And I had talked with her. This happened more than once. Like one time, a group of men, like a fight club, was in front of her mom's house, like at this other house. I'm talking the most Mexican dudes ever in the front yard, just having fun, scrapping, like actual fun. Resale, I'm chopping them cucumbers for some ceviche. I look, Resale was out in the middle of the street yelling at him. I had to grab the knife, go out there. Her brother grabbed we went outside, and they were like terrified because Resale was losing her mind on them. But I was just like, are you crazy? Like, I would have had to stab up one of them, but it would have had to stab me up. Like, don't put me in these
Stabbing
situations.
him with cucumber juice on the knife.
Like, yeah, like, don't do that. So, look, like I said, man, rest in peace to the young man. I hate that this type of stuff happens. I hate that it puts a black eye on the sneaker culture because that's what's going to be the forefront of it. I saw all the articles.
Well, yeah,
what's got to change
because of the sneaker.
It's so limited, and it's a raffle, and you don't have enough pairs.
Yeah, it's going to make things worse.
I get it, but...
I mean, I don't know that I care about sneaker culture in terms of like something I actually care about in life. I can put my caring into like family and stuff like that, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's more of, like I said, the media.
Yeah, no, we care about that. The media is going to, like I said earlier, portray it to be something completely different, all about sneakers. We care.
Yeah, the story is death by sneakers. Like that's how they making the story.
Yeah.
Right.
The camera was like, zoomed in on the black camo. It was like this black Nike. I was like, all right, let's get back up. It was on the
Well, so what this tells me is this 16-year-old was going to have it out at some point with somebody. Like his next interaction was going to end up like that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't the shoe he was mad about. It was just disrespect, anger, whatever. So to get to that point, you have to be that type of person.
Oh, 100%. That's why I said I'm pretty confident he's done something before. They're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that, but
man,
maybe
he pulled that joint out way too.
And
casually.
I wouldn't even say it was crazy.
We don't know what happened before that though, so that's why I'm just not judging it. Like,
well, I mean, like,
I understand what you're saying, but we don't know.
You know.
Because if you see somebody pull up, like somebody, we know how it is. Somebody make a phone call, pull up.
Oh,
you see somebody pull up, you assume like,
100%.
Oh, they're coming to get me.
That's his. I'm not trying to build an alibi for him, but it has to be.
Well,
that's going to be.
I think the video is not going to allow him to have one because Mans was backing up. That's the only thing I think goes.
The video was so wild, but like all you see is a bunch of SP shoe palace shirts walking, and it looked like they about to get him.
Well.
I
didn't watch it, so I couldn't.
I'm not gonna say it looked like they're about to get him, but in his direction, it looked like he was kind of by himself, like this, and then dude was over there, and then he just did that. Like it's such a hard thing to tell. I'm saying that his argument is gonna be that whether it happened or not. I have no idea.
The lawyer's gonna tell
him. Of course. So,
but yeah, I don't think.
I think a lot of like what took place prior is what's gonna be key.
That's crazy, man.
And if they the way they described, like, man drove up, jumped out the whip, like you said, we've been I've been on the bad end of them calls.
The only reason in my head that I would think differently is because it's like an employee calling another employee. So.
Right. But
No, look, everybody, please be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
There's no reason to be angry about raffle tickets. I mean, it wasn't. They didn't. That's the thing. He didn't even lose yet.
He
didn't even get a chance to lose.
See, that was why it was the level of disrespect. It was.
I'm not trying to laugh at else.
Right.
Passing
but
away.
No, you're right. It's not even. It wasn't even a guarantee.
Yeah, that's what someone said. Somebody was like, they weren't even actually arguing about the actual sneaker. Yeah, like it was supposedly he wanted to put multiple tickets in or something. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to put one for Bad Bunny, one for the Nike. I don't know.
And the camo didn't even go for that much.
I mean, well, that was too. People were like, "Oh, Resale's out of control." I'm like, the man maybe just wanted the shoe.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I wanted to point out was that like people were like describing Melrose as if like, and at one point it was where it was like separate from the hood. It was like urban mix, like a good mix of cultures there, but it was like the good ones. That's how they kind of made it sound. And then it made it seem like, but all the bad ones are leaking over here now. And I was like, over sneaker culture started, I don't want to say with the bad ones, but in the streets.
Oh, no, it did, yeah.
Like, and then it became this must need of like status, like, you know what I mean? And then it kind of like filtered out of the streets, you know?
Well, that's
It was
why I
like-
said earlier, I'm not surprised that this happened because
Right.
it started with us. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
you're getting to the point to where you're now telling people that we talk about all the time. We're literally, I have to, I almost say beg. I have to almost beg to give you my $250.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, man, if sneaker blesses me, fam, it's a curse to be giving up money like this. But we're so enthralled in this need, and we don't have, and someone keeps telling we can't have it. That's the thing. If nobody kept telling us we can't have it or made the decision for us that we don't get it, we wouldn't care so much. It's the fact that we like, yeah, nope. Yeah, nope. Yeah, nope.
It gets annoying.
Yeah, it gets aggravating. You
Super
know what I mean?
aggravating.
And especially if you're somebody, people will be surprised how many people that aren't us, that people think everybody who likes sneakers is us, like sneaker people. No. George and I would go to Nike Scottsdale. Them cats that lived on the west side, they weren't making that drive.
Nope.
They like, I ain't never been. I'm like, yeah, man, that's why we get all the Nikes. They get they got hundreds of Concords.
Yep.
You over here playing around at Desert Vista Mall with a bunch of
Desert Sky, not Desert.
Desert Sky. You had Desert Sky Mall fooling around with crowds of people who aren't as lucky as us to get sneakers. They want Concords.
Yep.
They're going to get Concords.
Similar to that 16-year-old dude. They're chilling in the parking lot waiting for you.
They're going to get Concords. They haven't bought all the 15, 20, 30, 40, 60 pairs all year.
Yeah.
I am waiting for this date to get Concords, and there's nobody who's going to stop me here.
Yep.
They would never take that trouble from the west side to kill it.
That's true.
I mean, it wouldn't even, not even a question. They're uncomfortable there. The lines are getting low-key blurred on like where the comfort comes from because I need this shoe, man. I need it, man.
That's sad.
Anyways, Culture Pass 2, another thing that everybody kept messing me about was Travis Scott's. I feel like...
Well, wait, hold on. Let me just say this to end
Go
that
ahead.
topic. I hope, and I'm not saying it's their responsibility, but I hope as a corporate
Oh, yeah.
company or business, they do it. I hope they pay for all the services and whatever else, and maybe they
sure
offer
they
something.
would have
I mean, he was 24, but I don't know if he had kids or nothing, because at 24, you old enough to have
26,
kids.
I thought.
I think it's 26, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Being shot by a 16-year-old. God.
So I don't know if he has kids or whatever, but hopefully the business is smart enough to know that we should probably take care of all the services and also maybe start like a college fund if he has a child or something. Other than that, that's the last thing I want to say.
I would hope
Facts.
so, but you know what? I'm pretty confident somebody's going to be stupid.
Them sending that,
They would try to say, yo, we have a policy. We tell
I don't
our
know, man. With this being publicized
They
like
can't
this,
now.
they have to.
I just think it's because their employees literally called him specifically, and so they're essentially. I'm not saying the company's liable or responsible,
Right.
but like they should think about it that way.
But he was going to assist
Right.
them.
yeah, at work. So, anyways, that the statement they put out to me is fruitless unless you back it up
Right.
by doing something.
No, I feel that.
And I look, and people that still work in sneaker retail and stuff, man, none of this stuff is yours, man. Somebody come through Wildin', you go find yourself a nice chair,
Yeah, that's
call
exactly.
911, and you don't even move for these cats. I'm like, oh man, you want to tear this store up? Let me go ahead and find a chair.
Like I
Go
said,
call
be safe out there,
911.
y'all. Be safe.
I'm not gonna stop you from tearing this store up. Y'all want to come in here like you mad about the raffle tickets? You want to rip the wall? Fam, knock yourself out. 911. I see
Yep.
y'all. Like
Yep.
I'm not stopping y'all. Don't do it.
Be
Like I'm
safe,
not
y'all.
doing it.
Everybody got guns today, so be safe.
Culture Pass thing, in which sort of like, I don't want to say leaked into this topic, but like it was just the absolute need for sneakers. I felt like with the Travis Scott lows this week being like, I guess our last chance for these, I guess, because no one got highs, no one got lows. None of us in here got them. I was pretty confident one of us were going to get lows. I was really confident in that. I thought it was a decent amount for one of us to do it. Even like Simple or anybody.
They
we
were
know.
talking about there was a million pairs. Now I'm sure that's not true, but
I heard it was quite a bit, but not a million, you
Yeah.
know. And I saw a lot of reaction online about being mad about not getting these that I have seen in a really long time. Like, I can't think, I know what's happened, but I can't think of the last shoe where Twitter, IG, people like genuinely heated. Like, man, I'm sick of this. Like, I saw the most FU sneaker. Like, I saw people saying that to sneakers who typically don't post stuff like that. Like, middle finger to sneakers, FU sneakers. Like, and I was like, man, like, even if you feel that way, I've never seen them post and talk like that. So somebody was like, you know, they're talking about the UAs out here. Now, Don, what you do professionally, I would like to know, percentage-wise, getting a UA sneaker, fake, whatever you want to call it, what's the percentage of how close it is that you would give a percentage to authentic?
So they do have...
And I mean authentic on foot, we're like...
Speaking of which, I don't know if you can get into it or not, but we got to talk about that one story, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, you may not want to.
Are you talking about that Manila 4?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm all right. Well, I'll just say this. It wasn't us.
Right. No, I know, but
I have something to say about it.
We can talk about it and maybe
bad.
Don not say nothing because we got to talk about it.
We'll see. No, of course, that's all good. No, so in terms of fakes, man, they have there's levels to it. I mean, it sounds stupid to say, but there is levels. I've seen the lowest level to where it looks like it was made in somebody's backyard, to where there's the highest of quality to where even without the box, you couldn't tell the difference. Right. Okay. So there's a specific which I'm sure we all follow. There's a specific I guess UA page on IG I follow, more so for education, because anytime he drops something, I want to know so I can let my team know, hey yo, such and such just produced 2,000 pairs and they're perfect, so we got to be on the lookout. Right. So now in terms of that percentage, it's low because there's always something that they get wrong. And
I mean get wrong to where if you walked in with them, I could tell.
On feet, for the most part, yes.
Really?
For me, yes. But this guy and a couple others, perfect. You know what I'm saying? And the thing, what I see what they do is they'll get a real, authentic pair.
Right.
Scrap it, break it down. Retrieve authentic materials from Nike, Adidas, wherever, and just reconstruct the shoe themselves. But because they have the actual model in front of them, they can replicate it, I mean, almost to where, again, without packaging, you put it on feet, I'm not going to tell you that's fake. Right. You know what I'm saying? The shape is there. The quality is there. The material, the smell. I mean, the way it bends, the way it creases. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen good fakes of the Travis's already. I mean, amazing fakes.
I can't even tell, like, I get them DMs like, hey, I'm a UA seller, and I get them all the DMs all the time, and I went on there and looked them, and I was like, they all got Travis's, they got everything, and I was just like, I can't tell the difference from these pictures. Yeah. Like, you used to be able to be like, the color's a little... Like,
you can't now.
I can't even
And what's
tell.
scary is, again, this specific... I'm not going to shout them out ever, but this specific one that we follow, they even like black lighting. They get the black lights perfect. You know what I'm saying? They do the black light test and everything. And then in comments, I'll never name names, but I've seen like IG influencers in this comments like, yo, you guys go up to size 14, you guys go up to size 13, because the joints are perfect. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of IG influencers out there that are already utilizing these top-notch UAs.
I mean, there's people that get stuff like 2 months early or a month early. There's no way it's... Yeah. I mean, what avenue would be a legitimate avenue there? Like, it's hard for me to believe someone has that good of a connection at Nike or a Chinese factory to be like, I can get a pallet early.
I'm like 95% certain that if you get it 6-7 months in advance, it's not real. When Urban Necessities man had Space Jams 8 months early, and I remember he put on his IG. Remember that?
I remember that.
He's like, I'm the first one anywhere to have it. It's like, fam, if you don't relax, Chris Paul himself doesn't have them. Why do you have them? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to stop.
And see, that's the whole thing with, like, you know, when you get them so early in advance, there's no one to really argue against it besides the fact you got it early. Like, there's no proof out there yet. If you had a Travis Scott Low 5 months ago, there's none out here to prove it. You know what I mean? We don't know. We have no experience. Plus, anybody who does YouTube reviews and they're like, early review of the Travis Scott Low, and it's like months and months. From watching this video, what are we gonna know? Like, I'm like, oh, now that thread is weird. We don't know. Now, my question was, because I got into a back and forth in a text thread, and someone said, I would rather pay retail for a GR mid than wear a UA Travis Low. And I said, even if no one could tell, should it be a universal understanding of a pass on sneakers like that if
No, because you're your own person. I don't think I would do it because I haven't to this day, and there's plenty of shoes that we know we both want. But it's the same thing with everything. You, your own person, you do whatever you want. Now, you were bringing something up earlier that I was going to kind of do a segue on. I forgot what it was, but it has something to do with like, you know, I don't even want to say as a grown man because it sounds kind of corny, but as your own human, you make your own decisions. You make your own decisions. As long as we're not doing illegal shit, then it doesn't matter. So there's always there's the argument about, you know, like COVID. I do what I want.
Right.
I don't remember what you talked about, but it made me think of this. And like with the shooting stuff,
mask.
I was going to do with the mask. I don't want to wear it.
In the store probably.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah. So it was the guy arguing with the lady in the store just about the whole freedom thing, and it's like, if you truly believe in freedom, you believe that you can do whatever you want and you can do whatever you want. So like when the Raiders did that thing last night, it's like, if you truly believe in freedom, you should support an organization making their own decision, regardless of what you believe. So I think it goes along with sneakers too. Like, I would never tell someone they're trash for wearing unauthorized shoes, because it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal to me. That's what not the argument, but that's the point I was trying to make with the pigeon shoe. Like, I'm never gonna spend $25,000 on a real pigeon.
Oh, you talking about the Warren Lotus thing?
What?
The Warren Lotus one?
Yeah. So I know this isn't a real pigeon, but it looks like it. And the quality based on the other ones we saw seemed to be pretty nice. Why? It's just another shoe. Like, why would I wouldn't be embarrassed. But at the same time, we have a psychological block, or I think we do. I do, that won't allow me to buy it.
Oh, yeah,
but I'm not going to judge someone if they do.
See, we all have this psychological block. We do, but like, it's getting to the point to where, like, and we've talked about this many times on this podcast, and we've already gone over this before, but like, it's to the point to where you're being told that you're not one of the select few to have this. Like, buying a UAGR, like, if it retails at 180 and StockX got it for 220, 230, you can pay the 220, 230, whatever. But like, we're talking about a $108 sneaker and it's selling for 2,000. Like, so, that's where, and I'm not trying to, and for anybody listening to this podcast, I'm not trying to justify it and say like I'm trying to do it. This is a topic discussion. This is a discussion podcast.
But I think the thing that goes along with it before you say that is like, oftentimes people don't really think in terms of like, I can get that if I stop buying all this other stuff, or hold on, you like to argue with that, but if I don't buy these other shoes and save my money, I can buy it and it's just like I got it anyways. Or you can think like, such and such comes out next month, I bet you that's $1,000 shoe. If I get that one, I'm halfway there and I've only spent retail.
Yeah, but that you're talking about additional work, things to do, and I legit...
If you want the shoe bad enough...
And like I said, this is, to me, I'm not talking about you guys, anybody else, I'm legit addicted to buying sneakers.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay, so
that's what I'm talking about. Is some people have... it's in their head. It's not like it's not reality. It's like, I need to get all these and the Travis Scott. I don't need to do
I really want the Travis Scott low? Oh, yeah. I really do want it. More than I think I thought I did, but I really do want it. Could I go home and sell 4 sneakers and probably get it?
Yeah, but that's not even, you could, but that's not even really what I'm saying. I'm saying
I know what you're
pass
saying,
on stuff you haven't got yet, not sell stuff you already have.
Here's the thing. I'm talking about, I can go home and sell sneakers I probably haven't worn in 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Like, I may be able to go home and sell 2 and get it, but I can't because these are mine. Yeah. Like, now that's an issue that I have with my own thing, but I can't even pass on the upcoming stuff. Like, I can't do it, and I feel like majority of the sneaker people can't. Like, I felt really good, like, you know what, I'm not gonna participate for these pollens on sneakers. I'm going to eat drink some coffee.
That's a different thing. Because you could have said participate. If you win, you sell it and keep the profits towards Travis.
But see, that's to me the strong mindset of like, I felt good about that. Like, I didn't have to do anything. You know what, pollens? No thanks. Going to get some coffee.
Not today. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I haven't felt bothered. but see, that's the thing. Like, even though we've come accustomed to, we all sell stuff. And it's like, yeah, you know, you get it, you bring it in, you throw it in the box, you put it back, you pay for it, you put your money back, you make $18, $25, whatever the case may be. It's not even worth the work to me, the time to do so. You know what I mean? Even $100 sometimes just doesn't make me feel like, I just don't even go in the garage, find a box, get the UPS, tape the box. I just don't even feel like it. But like, I feel like if it was universally understood, you know what? we're at SneakerCon and there's about 10,000 of us in this building. Only maybe 400 of us actually own a real Travis Scott. If the rest, if 5,000 other people in here was like, oh yeah, these UA joints, I didn't get the U one. Shouldn't nobody feel a certain way?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I never would.
Yeah, like
unless you're a YouTuber or someone with a
claiming of
someone with a social presence that says I'll never on their channel.
Yeah.
Like if you walked in here and said I copped the UA Travis Scott. First of all, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference anyway. But I wouldn't be like, damn. I mean, I would because we're friends. I make fun of you. But like, it wouldn't make me think anything otherwise. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like, I just feel like we come to this point. Like the man.
I think we know certain people who wouldn't do it, but those certain people are the ones that have the connections who don't need to do it. You know what I mean? Like it would surprise me if like Skate or Shu Hefner or somebody did that because they already have the connection to get whatever they want pretty much already.
Now,
but
see,
it wouldn't surprise me if
yeah.
like Simple or Don or whatever. I mean, I guess he got like a kind of a work connection, I guess. But like, it wouldn't surprise me if people we know who aren't.
See, that's
don't got
different.
the Nike.
See, that's where people don't understand
like
how
if we
far and near wins are. See,
if we seen Jock Slade, his name Jock Slade?
Yeah.
If we seen him do it, then we would be like, come on, fam. But see, Simple.
The issue is so far in between wins, and we just talked about this. So like, if I got, let's say I got Travis Scott dunks and the 4s in the past, and I didn't get these, I wouldn't feel. You know what I mean?
Some people will still be angry.
Some would, but like
man,
I was angry. I was able to get highs and lows from sneakers the first drop,
right?
And which I still have. And I'm like, ooh, if they gave me these or those, I'm gonna get
both
these.
Travises?
Right. Yeah.
Good Lord, are you here complaining about sneakers?
Bro, that was also 2019.
I'm gonna judge you, Don.
No,
I just got done saying I wasn't judging, but I'm judging. See, he told me.
There's the low, and there's the high.
You got a lot of heat on there, by the way. He told me when I got Grinches, he was like, "You can't complain the rest of the year," and that was 2019, though,
Facts.
right? I think, or 2020.
20.
Yeah. So I was like, "Yeah, technically he's right." But it didn't stop me from being mad.
Of course.
Oh, I'm still mad.
Like Clivers, I
got
think,
Clivers.
right? Yeah, because I got mad I didn't get Clivers.
Yeah. No, I'm still mad.
But like,
and it wasn't on sneakers, but you got off-whites too. The first
the Chicago, that's true.
Yes.
But you know what?
We got North Carolina though.
But I haven't gotten nothing since then. That was 2017. They haven't given me shit since then.
I haven't got off-white since then.
Well, wait, that was undefeated.
Oh, no, I did.
Local win?
Yeah, undefeated local win 2017, and that was it.
I mean, they didn't do any during COVID.
But
so
we were
they
talking
just recently
about-
came
It's
back.
been
and
4
started doing
years.
it.
That's the point. It's been 4 years.
We were talking about that with DJ Clark Kent because Clark Kent was talking about he would never pay resale.
Slap him.
And that was the whole point of the argument was like if I got 15 other releases and this one I really want I don't get, it doesn't do anything to you when you get so much. Mm-hmm. It's when you don't get anything is the issue. Like people post like their last wins on sneakers. Somebody last win on sneakers was like 2000 like what, I'm like holy crap, I thought I was in bad shape. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what? You can buy all these. I see people like, I'd rather buy GRs than a fake. That's cool, but you know what? That GR doesn't do what this Travis UA does. You know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta tell nobody it's a UA. Yeah. Now, if I say, oh, yeah, I'm crazy, you got my sneakers. Nah, this is a UA. It wouldn't do nothing. You know what I mean? But if you're like, yeah, you got my sneakers out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty confident.
Especially if you don't know the dude. Like, if he was like, yeah, I was able to get blessed with these. I'm like, dang, you lucky. You're not gonna sit there and start analyzing the shoe. Break out a black light and try to see what's up with it. You know what I mean?
And majority of us who follow sneakerheads and us that we know personally, we're so invested in the sneakers, I would never question you guys if you walked in with it. Never.
Just like he said, like, you know, people like Skate who have connects.
Would never.
Skate can have all the fakes all year. I wouldn't say.
Never question
I'm like,
it.
damn, he's been really lucky this year.
If George walked in here wearing...
No. I said it's different because those people have connects.
Right,
I know.
Still, when you're so enthralled in sneakers in general, it was Skate. I would never believe it, and not just Skate.
I'm not gonna make
it an example.
I'm not gonna make fun of anyone because that's my friend. But I'm saying like I would be surprised.
you wouldn't even question it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
That's what we're talking about.
Clearly, I wouldn't question it on anyone though, unless it was like if I see somebody wearing Red Octobers or Paris Dunks, then I might be like, okay. But Travis Scott lows, I'm like, there's a million pairs.
Those are the only two.
Fam, you know how many people won Travis Scott lows that probably don't know how to dress, don't know how to do. I mean,
no Travis Scott, don't know. There's a lot. If somebody in here walked in with Yeezy 2s, okay, I'd be like Red Octobers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I probably wouldn't.
Oh, I would.
Hey, I probably would too. I'd be like,
you wouldn't ask him, but you would be like,
no, because I'd be like, fam, how much you pay for those?
Because if you didn't pay $5,000, I'd be like, I had these on ice.
Honestly, though, to me, look, I've said it before. As long as, like you said earlier, as long as you don't say, oh, these are legit, wear them all day. Because if you genuinely like the shoe, what if you're a Travis Scott fan?
Right.
And you just want to like the shoe.
What I hate.
You got the shirt, but you can't get the shoes. You're like, you know what? Look, I'm gonna pay UA man $180. They're gonna be here in 10 days. They look exactly like the pair you got. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I hate that, like, stuff like that is tied.
I'm okay with that.
Like, stuff like that is tied to somebody that I'm a fan of because of something else. Like, I love his music.
Yeah.
And somebody will say, well, just buy the clothes then. You can buy the merch. You don't got to buy the shoes then. You right.
But you want the
shoes.
shoe.
I want the shoes, too. Like, I can't do it. Like, you know, so.
Now, me personally, there's nothing I've wanted enough or needed enough.
Nothing.
To say I need a UA.
No.
So, personally, me, as a purist, I can't do it. But I'm never going to knock, even the closest friends of mine, that I've known a couple people that have gone the UA route.
Right.
And I'm cool with it because, number one, they look identical, you know what I'm saying? And number two, like, that you can wear them 10, 15 times. They crease the same way, they get dirty the same way.
Right.
I'm not mad at it, especially if that's how you like, and you're telling me, oh yeah, no, I had to get these off this site. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I told somebody, I said, I've done so much complaining about how much sneakers are. Like, even if I decided to, I feel like nobody would believe me if I walked in here with Travis Scott highs because I paid $1,300 for it. Because, like, I've made a fuss over for so long on this podcast about paying that much that, like, it'd be ridiculous.
But see, if you told me, like, hey, you know what, I got some dude to trade me.
Right.
I had two of these in the tuck, and he said, y'all do a trade.
I'd be like, believe it.
I'd be like, hey, that was a good ass trade.
But honestly, if I paid the $1,500, people would think I got the money to do it too. Like, nobody would argue it. Not with me, not with you, not with you. None of us would argue it.
Well, I think you're rich, so I definitely wouldn't argue it.
I would never.
You're going to Paris.
Paris was pretty cheap. You pay COVID prices. It ain't that expensive.
Like, so if you came in with $1,400 shoes,
you buy.
Like, no, that's all right.
I'm flying. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Never mind. I'm about to make a really insensitive joke. Never mind. But like I said, look, man, like Don said, like George, you wearing them, you're not. I have a block that can't do it. I've never owned nothing like George. I've never wanted something so bad to where I thought about it.
Nope.
I think the closest thing I've ever done some research on was probably Yeezy 2s. Was like, looked on them like, man, these joints shaped like these joints shaped like an actual tree stump. I can't buy these, What was he talking about? I forgot to write the guy's name down. Social media things, which kind of I feel like everything kind of falls into it because even the buying a UA thing, the shooting thing, it's like, man, like, if he wanted something that bad, you know what I mean? Like, if we want to go the route of he wanted the sneaker so bad that he was willing to kill, man,
give him that alternative.
Good God.
Yeah.
Like, that's how limited it's gotten to where, like, you know what I mean? And it's like cats out here making fun of somebody who buy a UA. Like, fam, somebody send that man a pallet of UAs if the street's gonna get like this.
Please.
But going to social media things. So somebody has sent me Sneaker Savant. Shout out to Sneaker Savant had put a post up of somebody who posted on Twitter, A Amongst Men, I believe that's his Twitter handle, and he had posted, and we were talking about sneaker culture. Everybody loves to have to talk about sneaker culture. We've had this talk before. He said that Instagram ruined sneaker culture. And like I said, this Travis drop did something to people. Like, people that I know that, like, sometimes buy sneakers, they were really counting on getting these Travis highs or lows. They were really like, oh yeah, this the one. Yeah. And these are people that don't know fully. Like, they say, like, oh yeah, I copped. They no, you're not. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And the question was, like, do you agree with that Instagram or social media itself ruined sneaker culture?
Personally, me, no. I think if we're gonna be honest, I think sneaker culture was ruined before Instagram with the reselling culture.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it depends, I guess, what he means exactly. Like, what is ruined? What part of the culture is ruined?
I don't know. I didn't understand the question. I
if
said
anything, I think it's enhanced it because it's taken, artistic people to make take artistic pictures. You know what I'm saying? The outfit grids, I think that's super dope. Someone like shout out to Who's Marky, who takes his like really dope pictures with his sneakers, or like other people that you've interviewed before.
Right.
Who you found? Yeah. Who you found? Brookie Doo, was that?
Brookie.
Yeah. Who you found on Instagram? They do this fly shit pertaining to sneakers.
Right.
If anything, I think it's enhanced it, and I enjoy it even more on Instagram, Twitter, I mean, I met y'all through Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Through social media. Like, there at one point, that's how we had to connect to find, people like us to help find shoes, in New York. Or I'm in Arizona. Or I'm in New York. I got you. Or I'm in Miami. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. Me personally, I like it, and I think it's only helped it and enhanced it. I'd like to know a little more how he considers it was ruined.
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably, because if somebody would have asked me this on a bad day, I probably would have said yeah. And I mean by bad day is like scrolling through IG and seeing a bunch of like corny, my favorite sneaker, my beater sneaker, my all that TikTok stuff. But then I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what?
TikTok sneakers is for losers. I'm sorry. Like,
nah, I can't say that.
Come on.
What's up?
What funny stuff? What stuff on TikTok have you seen that's worthwhile content in sneakers?
I don't enjoy it, but I don't think they're losers.
I enjoy it because it's so bad.
You don't like when they do like the take one sneakers and then like do the transition where they
that's
something
different.
else?
That's fire sometimes.
That's kind of tight.
That's kind of fire. I want to do that one day, but I ain't making no TikTok for it.
I don't think that's what.
No. He talking about like cats like be wearing clothes and they got a handful of clothes and they like. Boom, and
I just watched one this morning where dude had like slides on, then he throws them on the floor,
ground, and
then like his whole fit and shoes change.
There's some fire stuff,
and that's
now
specifically on TikTok. I kind of like it, and here's the thing I feel about that.
Are you on TikTok?
No, I don't have one.
I don't either.
We only say that because we didn't grow up in a social media generation. Like our generation didn't. We started
it all,
but we didn't grow up in it.
Like the rich people are our age.
Our first social media experience was MySpace, and I created my MySpace when I was, I think, 18, 19.
Black Planet.
Yeah, but you weren't putting sneakers on there. You were trying to get some ass.
Yeah.
So you feel me? So I mean, just be honest. That's what I was on there for.
We called them adventures.
Yeah.
Like, this girl said come through.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
19th and Bell.
Like, let's
get
far,
that. B.
That's far.
You know how far that was back then, 2009.
Oh no, she was out there.
Yo, she was 157 in Indian school.
I think I went out there from Sun Lakes in like 2001.
Fam, there was some adventures was like we had to think about.
Sun Lakes to like Peoria.
We did. But that's why I don't think any of that is corny, because we didn't really grow up in that. Again, I was damn near an adult.
I think he knows what I'm talking about, and it's not exactly what you're talking about. It's different.
Okay,
but it's TikTok ain't for sneakers, bro. It's just not.
No, you might be right. I don't have a TikTok, so I don't know.
Them. Okay, so I guess my
you got to expound, fam, because
I can't say what channels they are because I'm not trying to disrespect nobody.
Don't put the channel, but what's the content? What they do?
It's hard to even describe what it is. It's like there's no point to it.
Yeah.
How would you describe it?
All right, now I'm gonna have to watch it.
I mean, there's videos on there that like.
There are some that are.
And I mean, I know
bad.
It took him 8 hours. It had to take him 8 hours to film it, edit it, and everything. Put it on there. Like you spent all that time to do that.
Okay.
So we'll show you at the end of the show.
Please do. All right,
anyway,
then that might be some loser shit.
TikTok for me.
Loser's a strong word. George is being really hard.
Oh, George is being George.
George is being George.
Somebody today
I'm not even mad at that.
yesterday.
Cats take stuff very personal. We say on this podcast.
I was talking to Matt Shoe Hefner yesterday, and he was like, "Nah, you're not a hater." And I was like, "Fam, I've accepted my hater label. Like, you ain't gotta worry about it.
It's okay.
I don't remember what we were talking about, but I was like, "Yeah." Oh, we were talking about the sneakers video because he was saying it was like,
don't say that.
What?
Don't say that on here.
What do you mean?
Don't say what he told you. I don't think he would. Don't say that. Don't
okay.
say that.
Anyways,
don't say that.
Well, it was just funny because he was like, oh, let me see the shoe you have.
Right.
Like, I mean, anyways, all right. So we'll skip that part. I guess that's a good point. He probably don't want that out there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like I view TikTok as them videos. Like you seen the videos where they're dancing, but it's like in split up screens. You know what I'm talking about? How they like, like you flip through one of them books.
Yeah,
and it's like different images that make a video or whatever. So like stuff like that for TikTok is fire because you could tell like the quality of stuff that went into those videos
seen is amazing.
Oh yeah, no, I mess with it. I just don't have an account.
Well, I don't either. But the stuff that, and you get it from IG. It's from TikTok onto IG, right? So some people, but it's TikTok. It ain't for sneakers, bro. It's just not. I mean,
you might be right.
Now, the video you talking about where you do something creative, like, and there's no splices or anything, you can't really see the edits or whatever.
The
Wild. And especially if you can build 10 million followers doing that or whatever, cool. But I'm the stuff.
You can just tell, what the majority of the ones that we see and the ones that I send that we're laughing at, they're beginners. That'd be the thing. And it'd be bad.
Well,
it'd be like
they're trying way too hard.
It'd be like, boy, I want to cop this. And then it'd be like, they get the L, and you weren't selected on sneakers. And they're like, like, it'd be some like wild. It'd be like, fam,
no,
what?
hell no.
I think maybe that's part of it is like how creative are you? Because if you're not creative and you're trying to be on there, it shows.
It shows.
Oh no, for sure.
It becomes laughable. So that's the thing. And then also,
I don't think anything.
But that's the power of social media. You can follow who you want to follow.
Social media.
So like, if you find a bunch of corny dudes, unfollow them cats and follow the ones that are artistic, and then all of a sudden your feed looks crazy fire because you got nothing but artistic dudes doing dope shit all day and females.
And I don't even want anybody to think that we're talking about them or TikTok in general. Like, you do whatever you want to do. To me, social media has made sneakers, giving me an additional validation for having so many sneakers. Even though that we don't take as many pics as we probably should. You don't either. Like,
not as much as I used to.
Like, if we don't take Don was one of the original YouTube cats. I used to watch. You smell that? Was that
I
weed?
do. Yeah.
I thought the microphone was burning up. But Don used to be doing them. I remember Don in his room on the bed, the ceiling fan, doing sneaker reviews.
Had I kept going,
storming again.
Is it?
No.
I know. In hindsight, I should have kept going.
You should have kept going because you're one of the OGs in it,
bro. I should have kept going. I miss it.
But in those situations, like I'm saying, like there are, like I said, I feel like it enhanced it. I would have never known a lot of us through it. 1, 2. I feel like it's an additional validation for having all these sneakers. It's one thing to have a grip of sneakers in your closet, but like if you can't wear a grip of sneakers, you don't go anywhere. I mean, I'm almost 40 and I'm married and I don't go nowhere. Yeah. So like my social media. My relation to sneakers is basically through social media. I have all my sneakers.
Nah, but you could post something like at the soccer game or something like that. People like that stuff. But see, that's not what I'm talking about. Because to me, Instagram is totally fine. I don't judge on Instagram as much because like you're just taking a picture. Now, if you're taking a picture of your soup and like, yo, this soup was fire, fam, come on.
You're talking to me directly because I do that more than sneakers.
No. Unless you're like a food blogger or so, you go to like all the different restaurants and post from all the different restaurants.
I'm talking about like with the culinary school.
I'm talking about
way different.
No, fam. I'm talking about like you at home and you like made your own soup or you got Campbell's soup and you like soup. You know what I mean?
Boy, I love following pages that make bad dishes. They be like,
that's different. That's on purpose.
They be like, I killed this, and a paper plate be all dirty, and there be sauce slots everywhere.
Hannah started a new Instagram where she like posts, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you go in a restaurant,
follow me.
I think she did. You probably didn't realize it was her. It doesn't say Hannah.
It's like AZ Eats, a eater or something like that.
So if you go to like I said, you go to different restaurants and post the food. That helps people like, yo, where should I go eat? Let me check out Don's page.
Fire brunch.
But if you at home
all the time,
and you made like
it's Taco Tuesday, it'd be like a Taco Tail lettuce everywhere,
like chicken fettuccine.
There is nothing more funnier than seeing like and I'm just calling these hood plates because I know.
They're hood plates. They're hood plates.
But boy, that joint got spaghetti, ribs. It got macaroni and cheese
with cut up hot dogs in it.
Yeah, it also got hot lint. It also got a slice of apple pie on the side. It got like everything you can imagine on the plate. I mean, you could have got 2 plates. You could have got 3 plates. I mean, what's the spaghetti doing next to the ribs? But like, we know that. Like,
yeah, this is true.
Anyway, social media, it is what it is. It did what it did. Jordan Brand officially unveils the Jordan 36. Anyone cares?
I like them.
Oh, I love them. I think they're great.
I'm not gonna buy them, but I like them. The Kia Nurse one is my favorite by far. Now, if I can get them for a steal, I do want to try them on.
I do.
And my biggest gripe with the 35 was how they had that like big ass hole at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? The outsole.
See, I like that thing.
I don't. With the 36, they enclose it a little more. So I like the 36 more because of it. But I'm just not going to buy it.
Now, this is where I said, like, literally every topic this episode leaks into each other. That's what social media did ruin. You know how long ago we've seen 36s? Mm-hmm. They've been months and months and months and months. These 36s pictures have been out. And yesterday was the official unveiling. I was like, what are you talking about?
But why does it ruin it, though?
Because we no longer there's no anticipation or excitement of nothing. We can go on social media and they'd be like, yo, 2023 are going to drop metallic 5s again.
See,
you'd be like,
why,
God dang, like, I can't even like. It's like.
Oh, speaking of which, lightnings are not very expensive. I don't know if you.
Yeah, because I told you because they don't look as good as they should. But
people have been sending me stuff based on what you said. I got like 3 people that were like, fam, you know, Don has a point. And then somebody also made a point too. They were like, because I said, what 4 shape is weird? They were like, nah, remember you said you got bread 4s and they're weird? My bread 4s are weird. If my lightnings are that way, I'm going to be extremely upset.
You're going to be upset.
Because let me tell you something. If somebody said I got mine directly from the store. If somebody was like, this is fake, I couldn't even argue it. One of the shoes is shaped like a Jordan 4 and the other shoe is shaped like an accordion. Like it looks like a weird sub sandwich. I was like, I can't even walk in this joint.
But see, I don't know if that ruins it though, because like lightnings, use that for example. We saw pictures months ago and the anticipation was as high today as it was then. Same with this Travis Scott. We saw a mock-up of this fragment almost last year. And the anticipation was just as high then as it is now.
Yeah, but see, I feel like for those,
signature
you can't
shoes,
ruin that.
You can. What you mean? What?
Like,
you can't ruin it, Travis?
No, you can't. You can't, like, if they showed us Travis 2 years in advance, it wouldn't ruin it for us. We still need it.
Depending on the shoe.
Depending on the shoe.
I don't know if I would, but.
Fam, you know how long ago we saw Purple 4s? The Purple 4s dropped. Whatever.
Purple?
The Purple 4, the friend of the family, Travis Scott.
Oh.
Like, that can never be ruined.
Yeah, but I think that part of that is because. Like but lightnings weren't friends and family when they came out. It was a regular release.
It was.
And
but they've been
it wasn't really that regular. But
it came with lightning and thunder, but it was only on the
it was online only. Yeah, I remember even then it was hard to get. But I feel you. You're right. You're right.
So something like that builds.
Super.
It builds. Like imagine if they. This is a little different, but imagine if they restocked Dunk City Pack, Paris, London. There was only what 252 or 150 pairs or whatever. Imagine if they redid those. They won't obviously, but like. Certain things that were originally super limited, if it came out again, it builds the hype. But if something came out, like you saying Travis Purple was friends and family, that's why people want it now.
Well, knowing that, because what was retroing at the end of next year?
Like, look, my
they
example
already said
but hold on,
4 is coming back. Or
my
something.
My example is like, look at 11s. Everyone wants 11s, and they're still reselling for something. But it's not like Concords in 2012 or whatever. What year was it? 2013, 12?
2012, yeah.
You was working here, I think.
Yeah, it was 2011.
Yeah, so it's not like that because we were debating like, yo, do we sell these on eBay now or do we wait till we get them in hand and take them to
so many
Fight Club?
Like, it's just such a... Like, I hate seeing what's coming out of 2023 already.
I don't mind it.
I hate it.
I don't mind it.
I don't like it. Like, because to me, it takes away from the, like... mystery of it.
I want to see because when I get a colorway or like someone does a Photoshop, that don't work for me.
Yeah, but I'm saying like we haven't even gotten through this year yet, and you're already telling me 2023 pairs. Like if
they know what they're doing 5 years in advance.
I could never beat my addiction if I already know the new drugs is coming.
And they know this. That's why they're doing that.
Yeah, but that's what I feel social media like can nobody keep a secret for nothing. Like it's like man, like
But, okay, so
I like rumors.
before
Remember before it was a real rumor where we would go to the store, we would cop something,
and we heard
somebody said Lightning's been coming out for about 15 years. All right? Whenever it released, Lightnings have been re-released, been retroing for about 5-6 years. Oh,
I think it was different at Nike though, because those cats had stuff in the back that's not supposed to release for like months, just sitting in the back.
Yeah,
That's
but see,
facts.
months versus.
remember I used to show y'all too how you come in the door, like.
Oh yeah, that's how I saw some things. I saw DB4s. I remember DB4s suck. I went to Nike and put a job. I was like, oh shit. I went back. I was like, yeah, I'll go up there about 1 a.m. Fam, that line was just. I was like, you've gotta be kidding me.
All right, so before
But,
social media though,
I hate that.
Before social media, the only thing we had was
Nike
like
talk.
Well, but even before that, East Bay Magazine. And on
Facts,
East Bay
it's
Magazine,
them.
but at East Bay Magazine, they would show you, now not 6 months in advance, but it'd say, yo, this is coming out
Have a release date.
in 2 months or something like that. That's similar.
I legit missed that, to tell you the truth.
Oh, for sure. Me too.
I would go to the grocery store, look for the slam, look for a source, look for anything, and go to the back to see, ooh, these coming out soon. That's how you found out. I miss watching the NBA and being like, oh, what is like you see something on the court now. Actually, I don't need to because there's IG pages of what they wore on the court. BR Kicks does the sneakers on the court. Sports Center posts, yo, the kicks they were rocking on the field today. Like, you can't avoid sneaker culture is one of the biggest things I have ever seen. Like, I can't think of anything bigger that I've been involved in. It's like sneakers. I go on Sports Center to see sports. Yo, the top 10 sneakers that they were wearing in the summer league. Huh? Like, show me the dunks and highlights. I don't care about that. You go to the All-Star game. They got a special BR Kicks booth where they come up and you stand on the thing. What you rocking today? Yeah, I got the whatever.
I don't care nothing about none of them. No.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. That's how big
make
social.
me,
That's how
well,
big
you need to speak
social
on that
media
too.
is.
Sneak this.
You might as well. Yeah, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about like all these. Not even because we talked about it, and you said it's not the people in the comments' fault. It's the main account's fault, and it's BR Kicks, Overtime, all them other ones.
Yeah. Hoop Life, Balls Life, all.
But some of them, like, okay, so even ESPN is now getting into that nonsense where, like, you know, like, should the Pats sign Tim Tebow now that he's cut? Like, he couldn't make the first cut on the worst team in the league. He's going to make it on the Pats?
Right.
Like, what are you talking? So they're all getting into it. But, you know, obviously my thing was, like, Don got a comment on middle ball head.
Oh, what, LiAngelo?
Yeah. But Jello, LiAngelo, yeah.
It's LiAngelo, right?
Call him Jello.
Yeah, Jello. He's doing all right, man.
himself.
Like,
He is doing all right.
Somebody just DM'd me and said, "You think he gets a shot?" I said, "Fam, he's playing in the summer league. This is his shot." I mean, this is literally in the middle of his shot right now.
I mean, it might be politics, but they've given all the other Ball brothers a chance. Why not him? And he actually is. We kind of felt
they've given him a chance.
I mean, they gave Lonzo a chance, and Lonzo
they earned it. He was a top 5 draft pick.
Okay, so here's my thing on.
I mean,
and the brother was what, number one? Number one.
No, LaMelo's different. LaMelo is actually good.
He's a moron, though.
He might be a moron
today. Oh my god.
He might be a moron, but he's actually good. Lonzo is okay.
He's okay
at best. LiAngelo might be a little
shouldn't
better.
Be asking him that question, but he is a moron. Anyways.
Yeah, I didn't even hear it. So, but LiAngelo might be a little better. In terms of like what I've been seeing than Lonzo. So I'm okay with it. Now, are they going to put him on the Hornets and have like the Ball brothers? No, they're not going to do that.
All right, so here's my thing. Anyways, I don't know if we were done with the other topic, but I just needed Don to speak on it because people won't stop sending me messages.
Oh, we were just talking about.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. I listened to y'all talk about LiAngelo.
Yeah, no,
too.
I was just saying that social media ruined.
Oh yeah, it goes hand in hand. Actually,
no, not at all.
The excitement of like anticipation stuff.
It's enhanced it. It's enhanced it.
No,
I think it's
made it bad. I don't need to what coming out in 2023. I don't need to know the rumors of 2024.
But yet you still tap in to see what's coming. Well, that's all right. Then it's not ruined. You have the power to unfollow.
I think I like it.
I do like it.
It's not possible.
It is. It's very possible.
Come on, there's no way.
There's a button that says unfollow.
No, it's impossible.
How?
I have to be off social media.
So
and plus, I have to be informed to come on this podcast and talk about this stuff.
You can unfollow the nonsense.
That's the information.
Well, then you should be all right with it. I like it. And LiAngelo Ball, he might have a chance, but he's not going to be on the Hornets.
So you think like he'll get cut by the Hornets and someone else pick him up?
Possibly.
Okay.
If he keeps balling out, like I heard your point and what you had said, but like he actually is showing up when you're supposed to.
He really is.
So there's two. There's two things.
That's
here.
always my thing. I know you said that when you talked about the
Like,
Olympics, like.
that, yeah, that's your display of like real hate.
When you're like
LiAngelo is like,
well, not even just
ooh.
LiAngelo. I've always heard what you said when they're like, he was a nobody, and all of a sudden like he's playing, like, but that's what you're supposed to do.
Wait, go back. What do you
Last week when Don was here, I was trying to like, come on, Joe, you got to give it up something, and you refused to give it up.
You said you gotta congratulate him because he made the
I
NBA.
didn't say congrats.
That's what you texted me.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Oh no, in the podcast last
No,
week.
I know. You texted me. You gotta congratulate him for making the NBA now.
I
or
was
something like
joking
that.
with that.
I understand that, but I'm not. You know, I'm not doing that.
But here I said, come on, Joe, you got to give it up to him, man. He's out there playing ball. And you said, he's playing better than expected, but you still refuse. I got so many messages.
Okay, so actually, let me make 3 points.
Go ahead and make the points.
So number one, people sending me messages all the time. Someone said like, LOL, ha ha ha. You said he would never make the NBA. Okay, first of all, he has not made the NBA.
He hasn't yet.
Not
So
yet.
he's
You're
playing the
right.
summer league. Relax. Number two, I don't know if you shared it or Andy or someone else. Fam, someone scored 35 and hit the game winner, and their highlight was ball head scored 8 points and hit a half-court shot at halftime.
That's Paige's issues.
Fam.
That's Paige's issues.
Fam.
Yes.
This is the
I
culture
get it.
we've created. Not we've created, but humans have created.
I mean,
this is what we've
But
created.
what's the culture? Celebrity?
hype.
Okay.
Clicks are more important than reality.
Yeah, but like,
It is.
why
Let me
is
make my
this?
third point first.
Hold on. Why is this though? Why this one?
What do you mean?
Is it just because he's a ball?
Because it's a lineage of all the other
Okay.
ball brothers every year for the past couple
his
years.
dad created. Listen, his dad should be celebrated for getting 2 sons to the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
You should be absolutely celebrated.
Top five.
His dad came out of nowhere.
top 10 dad of all time.
No, he played ball in college.
Well,
he didn't come out of nowhere.
No, in the media, social
Oh,
media,
all
he came
right.
out of nowhere. We didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't know his
I
name.
knew who Lonzo was as a sophomore in high school, but I didn't know the daddy.
You
was
didn't
like
know his
that.
father a few
Yeah.
years ago, and then out the blue,
Yes.
you knew about him, LaMelo, LiAngelo, Lonzo, all of them.
But see-
and you say 2 out of 3 is in the NBA.
So here's the thing about, I'll just tell a story about that real quick, because I remember, I follow recruiting, but when Lonzo was a sophomore, so none of the 3 ever played like on a gigantic AAU team like most of the top
Okay.
prospects do. They literally had, which makes complete sense when you think about LeVar Ball, they literally had their own AAU team that he just picked, like his sons and then the kids that they went to high school with, that are buddies, and then they just went around and played like smaller teams. They never played on the Nike circuit, they never played in the Reebok circuit, they never played in the Adidas circuit, the Under Armour circuit. Anyways, so when he was a sophomore in high school, ESPN, their recruiting guy, wrote an article and was talking about Lonzo, and they were like, yeah, we're pretty sure he's just going to go to UCLA because he's going to do whatever his dad wants him to do, and like all these other schools probably should stop recruiting. But the dad, they didn't say like verbatim, dad's kind of crazy, but they basically said like the dad controls everything. And at that point I read it and I was like, oh, okay, whatever, he's not going to go to Arizona, I get it, because that's why I'm following, kids in California to see if they're going to Arizona or not. All right, we'll give up on Lonzo Ball, even though he's super hyped as a sophomore. No idea his dad was going to be to that level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
None
When
of
they
us
were writing
did.
those articles when he was a sophomore in high school.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, so the third point is, of all the basketball analysts I follow and like serious NBA analysts on Twitter, not a single one of them has taken middle ball head seriously. And if he was going to make an NBA roster, every single one of those dudes who are analyzing Jalen Green, Cunningham, all the top prospects would have analysis of him. So not saying that they're the ones that control anything that's happening in the NBA, but I don't think people who love social media, love overtime, BR Kicks, BR, whatever the other one is, sports, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think people
Bleacherreport.
realize how many nerds or analysts who just started out as like Twitter NBA analysts have been hired by NBA front offices to do analytics. You look, and every single, every month there's like, oh, so-and-so just got a job with the Mavericks. So-and-so got a job with Houston. So-and-so. There's so many analysts who just started out on Twitter analyzing tape and video that now work in the NBA that I think people like to make fun of those people. And actually, those are the dudes who are like making big decisions with organizations. So if there was more analysis of his game on Twitter from these type of people I follow, I think I would take it a little more seriously. But there hasn't been.
There's no talks.
Yeah, but no analysis doesn't disqualify what we've seen thus far. It just maybe not be a big enough sample size to be like, okay, he could play in the NBA. I have homies who played in summer league like that. No, I look. Their grandma lived. They live down the street. They still down the street. They got a chance with the Sun. They got a chance at summer leagues and stuff like that, and didn't make it.
Well, yeah,
and I consider them some of the best basketball I've ever seen in my entire life.
The percentage of people that play in summer league who actually make it is not high.
Right.
Even when you consider the first round picks are obviously going to play.
I get that point though, because when LaMelo was like in high school or whatever, they analyzed the mess out of him,
Right.
left
And
and right.
I never
and there was all
thought-
types of talk about LaMelo early.
Like so like.
Listen, he got himself into really good shape. I respect it.
It's more turned into a joke with you.
Oh, no, I know.
Okay.
But no, I think people who listen to the show take it seriously. Like, we actually need to DM George and be like, yo, we told you he was going to make it. Like, fam.
Oh, no. Cats be looking for it. And when he makes it, well, if he makes it, if they give him a spot, they about to lose.
Yeah, so
their
that's
mind,
the other
party
point.
on you.
That's the other point that I was going to make. Is somebody asked me, you know, are they going to give him a shot? And I'm like, the only reason a team, especially the Hornets, because his brother's on the team, the only reason that they would put him on the roster is to sell tickets. That's the bottom line for all these franchises is they need to sell tickets too.
And he is filling up summer leagues.
Right.
Arenas.
The only reason people are at summer league is to see him really, despite the fact that like the top 3 picks are playing in Vegas or were whatever.
And balling. All right.
Who?
The top pick?
Oh, I thought you meant
No.
I was like,
I'm
okay.
about to get
He had
no.
some decent
Some of them
moments, but he ain't balling.
That
Let's go.
Rockets game?
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the...
Well, so
That might be the best basketball game I've seen all year.
So I told you already who sleeper for the NBA Rookie of the Year is.
the
kid from
2 pick.
No,
I mean, not
not Green.
pick,
the kid from Turkey.
Wait.
Sengun.
Who's
on
he
the
on?
Rockets.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sengun.
See, I don't know anything
the center
about him.
or whatever.
You didn't say that.
Fam. Woo! He got so many skills for being 7 feet. Now, I don't know if he's going to... Okay, Houston's roster's terrible, obviously, so I think a lot of those young guys are going to play.
Right.
We'll see how much playing time he gets. But, I mean, you talking about... He looks like... He doesn't have the strength of Luka or, like, the... He's not Luka, but he has that skill set of, like... put the ball on the floor, shoot, pass. He can do it all.
He dribbles better than him, but he reminds me of Peja Stojakovic. Something about him. I was like, he reminds me of Stojakovic a little bit.
Turkish too, I think, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Oh, I know he's something, but
I know he's something.
he's something. Stojakovic, he's something. But that's who he reminded
Somebody
me
from
of.
Turkey was in the NBA, maybe. Oh no, Turkoglu. Hito Turkoglu was on.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
you're right.
Kind of reminds me of Turkoglu a little bit. Actually, kind of reminds me a little bit of Tony Kukoc a little bit too. He can
Right-handed Tony Kukoc, all right.
a little bit,
Sanguine
a little bit.
Fam.
I didn't know that.
And I had no idea who he was before Summer League. I
Never
just
heard of
remember
him.
like I had read articles with his name. Like I had never seen video or tape or
Right.
anything, but I had read articles like look out in the draft for this international prospect. Fam, what Houston did in the draft, they flipped their entire franchise. They might be like not this year, but they might be like only like 2 years away.
They might
People
be
thought
a
they
year
were
away.
like, and KJ Martin, Kenyon Martin's son. He played at the same high school with like Scottie Pippen's kid.
He played
and
last
those other
year.
kids.
Yep.
And then he took a year off college and went to prep school. I didn't think he was ever going to make it. Fam, he might be a sleeper NBA, really good player.
I didn't think he was going to make it either. I thought like obviously his name was going to carry him a little bit further than others, but I thought he played really good at a lot of moments last year.
Yeah, he
was
played in the NBA
freaking
last year.
good.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, he was really good last year. I was like, he's actually pretty good. Like he actually had a lot of.
But you could tell he
moments.
came to Summer League and is even better than he was last year. He's out there making threes.
That's what I like about
passing.
him too, playing in Summer League.
Woo!
He's out there playing good.
Better find his rookie cards while they cheap.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I better start finding some of those.
I already got some.
All right. Oh, you already got some? See, that's the whole thing that I want George to do is to do videos and provide sports analysis stuff that people don't know and be George. There's not that on the internet. Like anybody, I watch somebody pulling cards and on the IG live, it's somebody that follows the podcast. I can't remember the name. He pulling cards and he's like, I don't know this guy.
Oh, yeah, people
And
just
and
open
he's
it
like,
up and they don't know this.
I mean, I heard of him. I don't know. They're looking for balls, Zions. They're looking for all the big names.
I wouldn't have followed that.
So then I'm just sitting there watching it like, man, this is whack. Like, if you don't know nothing about this, there's no value. But man, pulling out a card and being like, oh my God, this guy.
So if you watch Joey's
Joey
IG, Joey from Facebook group.
Artigue.
Yeah, Joey Artigue.
What? He does cards too?
Yeah.
Vaguely, but
He's not like breaking stuff like Johnny or whatever, but he does those. But you watch him, you'll kind of get a sense that it's me doing it because he talks crazy about all those people you talking about who have no idea what they're doing.
Well,
He'll be
you
like,
should do that thing.
Well, he's already doing. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Man, he ain't nobody though. He got long nose hairs. That's the homie.
Hey, shout out to him because he just got engaged too.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he did.
Yep.
Shout out to
I saw that on social media. But no, I'm saying like I watched one. I think Don told me to watch a video, and I watched one video. I was like, he's literally on here making fun of everybody who can't pronounce names, don't know who the players are.
Yeah, he was.
I was dying
Gotta
laughing.
do the same thing, man. You do it better.
Now I did record that video. I'm gonna give it to you. I don't know what's the best way to send like a 35 megabyte video or whatever.
I mean, he's on your phone.
Yeah.
Send an airdrop it.
Will that work?
Should.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but you should do it. I mean, it just makes more sense. What the? Anyways, all right, y'all do top 10, top 5?
Let's do it.
Top 5 and get out of here, fam.
Let's do it.
Shout out to the homies Skate for
All right,
suggesting
well,
this.
we gotta talk about that StockX stuff another day then next week.
Oh, hold on. Let's talk about it really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Now,
I just thought it was funny that she was like, "Hey, designer here." I was dying.
I didn't find
laughing.
that funny. Now, look. here's
Didn't
the
find
thing.
it funny.
Oh, no, I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, I was like, what?
Now, here's the thing. I don't have anything bad to say about StockX. StockX has already heard me say enough. Okay. I have nothing bad. Here's my thing with stuff like this. I don't think GOAT, StockX, any of these places should be even bothering with sneakers there's only 150 pairs of. That's way too hard, and the margin of error is great.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
$20,000
now
or whatever.
that was like a really weird thing. Like one was a 69 number and one was another number. That just, I don't know, whatever took place, whoever authenticated that, whatever. But like, to me, for GOAT, StockX, all these places to protect themselves, I wouldn't even accept sneakers less than 1,000 or something, or less than, because the rarity of it will never, well, you may, George and I will never see one in person. If you send a video of one, we might, you know what I mean? But like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, if I was StockX, I would never touch a pair. Like, how do you even, if you could talk about it, how do you prepare for a Manila 4 to come in when it was sold in Manila?
Yeah.
Like, how do you prepare for that?
I mean,
How do you train, like, all right, Manila 4 has just dropped only 150 pairs and they're literally 6,000 miles in another country. Will we get one?
well, I'll be honest. I mean, I can't speak for how it's done or whatever, but for me
Okay.
personally, I speak on me personally. Like, I use social media. Like, I will do research tooth and nail. I mean, pictures, video. Not me, but like the higher ups in other areas might have a connection to someone who actually has one. I mean, StockX has so many different connections with NBA players, celebrities who actually own these,
Right.
that can get access to, like, okay, can we use your pair to take pictures, you know what I'm saying, to like break it down or whatever have you. I'm sure that's going on in like the head spot. Me personally, I will deep dive into every aspect possible. If there's 5 videos, I'm watching all 5 videos, and then I'm
Right.
going to break down what differences I see. You know what I'm saying? But that's all you could do at the end of the day. Like, if you're right, there's only 150 pairs made, and I've seen a real one. I have seen one. And side note, I don't like them, but
Yeah, it's just the item.
it's literally a green 4. It's weird, but like, I have seen it. And then if you remember how they were released, they made you wear them out the store. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's right.
So that's
I
one thing.
forgot about
That's
that.
one thing you kind of put into your
Right.
head. If someone presents you with this completely DS, clean as hell, not even a itch of creasing on it,
Right.
you're like, okay, well, I watched a video where you guys had to put them on and walk out the store. You know what I'm saying? So it's little nuances like that for me personally, that how I determine or try to learn and things like that. But I see your point.
But that goes to the power of social media more. Like,
See, I think
I had no idea a woman was a designer. Like,
in general, I think it's I put myself in the shoes of someone there. Now, I don't know the training there or at GOAT or whatever. To me, it seems impossible, not even only with shoes that's limited to 150. It's impossible to know, to me, what's real and what's not real. I mean, as long as the people get their money back in the end, I think it's like no harm, no foul. Now, I don't know if that person like really wanted that shoe and wanted it to be real to the point where they're like more upset with that than just getting their money back. Like maybe they thought they were getting a steal or something. But to me, it's never been that big of a deal. The only times I get mad is when, like I told you about that, I sent cars to StockX. They declined it in the morning, the very next day, declined it, charged me $15 and shipped it back. Without even like consulting like supervisor, having a meeting on what the card should look like. Target put the wrong image up, so StockX had the wrong image from Target.
All right.
And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I can't be the only one who sold this.
Right.
Like, there's no way I'm, like my thing with them is like, maybe you should consult with the seller first before you immediately just mark it that it's incorrect and send it back. So my issue wasn't even authenticity. It was like, yo, do a little research before you start charging people $15 and declining sales. Mm-hmm. So on the shoe thing, fam, it's impossible to tell unless you've actually seen, like, those are different. They're numbered. Like you saw, it had the 69 on there. Pause. Right. I don't know if that needed one, but
I was going to say, no, you can 69.
I mean, yeah, but you know. Sure.
Side of the street, you know.
Okay, yes. Unless you've seen that specific numbered shoe, there's no way to know that you're not looking at the real one.
That's why I'm saying it should be better just to not touch these
but even
joints.
but think about it, even if there's 5,000 shoes, it's Travis Scott's, there's 1 million or 500,000 or whatever. It's going to be impossible to tell what's real and what's fake. So that's what I'm saying. Like, as a buyer, I understand why people go on social media and do that, like, gotcha. But if you got your money back or whatever, unless you thought you just got a spectacular steal, it's no harm, no foul. You know what I mean? Like, you got your money back, just buy it again, fam.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
And the person sending the fakes, it sucks if you didn't know you had a fake, but if you knew you had a fake, fam, you just took the L. You got to take the L.
I mean, in that situation, like I said, I think if I was just like, you know what, we're not taking stuff like this anymore. Like, there has to be a cutoff. Like, I'm talking like, that's 150 pairs. Like, how many of you seen one?
I've seen one.
You might only ever see one.
Yeah.
And that was just that. The odds of that are really slim. Like, you may not think about it, but you really got to think about 150 pairs released. 7,000 miles away, whichever direction you fly, whatever. Like, that's crazy.
Now, the only thing I'll say is, like, if this were StockX 4 years ago, when the clientele was low, I would agree with that point. But now, because StockX has touched literally the world, and again, I'm not trying to be biased, but touched the world and has so many different upper echelons of clientele, I'm confident that whatever shoe comes out, 1 of 4, 1 of 5, I've seen 1 of 1s, I've seen PEs, I've seen.
Is there a
friends and
StockX in
family.
China or Japan?
Hong Kong, yes.
Now,
and
see,
Tokyo's coming.
There is a little bit closer to the Philippines. Mm-hmm. Like, I would expect there.
But that's my point.
My point is, like, Arizona.
Yeah, you're right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, but we've had mad stuff before Tokyo was open. It came to Tempe.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, now that StockX is where they're at, they've touched the world, and they've got the celebrity, they've got the clientele, they've got the connects to where they can say, hey, hit up my man because we need pictures of this to break it down. You know what I mean? That could happen.
150 pairs that release in Florida, oh yeah, you're going to see it in Tempe. 150 pairs in Texas, yeah. 150 pairs in the United States, 100%. Mm-hmm. Philippines?
Yeah, but there's only really
one of the poorest countries in the entire world.
There's only 2 big markets to sell stuff on, so.
Yeah, there is, but it came to Arizona.
But if somebody in the U.S. is going to buy that, is my point. Somebody in the U.S. is going to buy it, and then somebody in the U.S. is going to be like, this ain't as good as I thought it was. I'm going to sell it.
Full transparency, that fake pair did not come from Arizona.
Yeah, just for the record.
Just for the record.
But I will say, you know what? I'm sorry. When it comes to 150 pairs, whomever the first person is that bought it from the person in the Philippines, I feel like that would be it. Like,
they would, but maybe they had like financial difficulty or something. You never know.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if I pay like 2,000 from man in the Philippines and the StockX selling for 8,000, okay. I mean,
that happens a lot.
That's actually probably how it happens.
That happens a lot.
We need to start buying.
You sometimes will see the same pair come back.
Wait,
it's like,
go ahead.
No, like you'll see like Dior ones.
Yeah.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
They bought them for 2,000, sold it for 7, but then the price went up. So I sold that same pair for 9, bought it for 9. Oh, it's still going up, and now I sold it for 11. I've seen it to where the same shoe come back. Like, oh, I remember doing this one. Or it's got 2, you know what I'm saying, tags because it's been authenticated before and sold before.
DR1's got to be pretty hard to authenticate too, right?
Quite the opposite, because the fakes are really bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can't tell on social media. I just feel like, how can you tell?
No, you could tell. There's certain ones you could tell.
Okay. See, I feel like maybe quality in those.
Quality, smell, a lot of it. And if I'm being honest, and I won't say much more, that Manila shouldn't have been passed. That was pretty bad.
Okay. Yeah, that one was pretty bad. Like, based on numbers, social media.
It was bad.
Oh, okay. Let's do the top 5 and go home.
All right.
We're doing top 5. Shout out to Skip for the suggestion. He said 10, but we're doing 5. Top 5 sneakers with 3M.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3M to us. Now, my memory was extremely bad. I could only think of one that came to mind, but I did make a list of them, and I did some research, and I do feel like my number 1 is the greatest 3M sneaker of all time.
Yeah, we'll see.
I've never seen 3M used properly.
All right, well, let me go first then, because my list is probably whack. So,
and for the record, too.
oh no, sorry.
I don't care about 3M and stuff
Honorable
like that.
mentions.
3M and glow in the dark and all that
Yes,
stuff.
you're well on record with that.
It's novelty. Like 3M requires all the light. Glow in the dark requires no light. Like I'm just going to wear a shoe. Like I'm not wearing it in the club and I ain't wearing it to paparazzi. So I don't understand. I just don't understand it. But whatever. I remember 3M came out. That was the rage, man. That was I bought. Go ahead. I'll tell you about it. Because I'm about to bitch.
I don't have no honorable mentions. So I got 5 shoes.
So honorable mentions for me, I have the 3M 5s from the Raging Bull pack.
That's a good one to pick too.
It's the entire shoe is 3M.
The entire shoe is 3M.
Now, the reason why it's not on my list is because after you wear it and it creases up, it looks crazy.
It does.
But dead stock in your hand, it looks amazing. So I have that. And then I put Saya Vultures.
Oh.
But I really just want to say everything he puts out. Because everything he puts out has the most and best reflective I've ever seen. Every
really
shoe.
Is.
So,
really is.
and shout out to Devlin, man. I'll be honest, I still don't have a pair and I need to buy one because I like what he does.
All right.
I just still haven't bought one yet. But Saya Vultures definitely would be that. So those are the 2 I have.
My honorable mentions, I got Silver Bullets 97s. And then.
Forgot about those.
And there doesn't mean another 97 isn't on here. Just Silver Bullet. And I got Reebok Aftershock Sean Kemp's. A lot of people don't even know what that shoe looks like. I had that shoe in high school, freshman year. I didn't even know it had 3M on it. Like, I didn't even know. And everybody in the crowd, when I was playing against this one school, I'm hooping out there. All everybody kept saying was my shoes was shining. They were lighting up. I had no idea. And then we got out the game. The entire time, we were just trying to figure out how to get the light to do it. We was like this. Fire. You see Sean Kemp Aftershocks right now, you'd be like, ugh, them is whack. But back then, fire. You want to do your 5?
All right.
Go for it, George.
Jordan number 5, Jordan 5 Metallic. I mean,
way too low.
You probably are, but we only doing 5
Super
shoes.
low.
So, and the only reason is the one that Don said I put higher. So that's I didn't want to put. Didn't want to put like Jordan 5 back to back
put
or
it on
anything.
your list. Must have panicked.
Number 4, Nike SB High Raging Bull, the one that was based off and I actually had that one.
Oh,
that was
yeah. You know what?
Same exact thing as the 5.
I was thinking in my mind, I was thinking of NERDs, the black ones, and I was like, those weren't reflective. But I was thinking of that. That was actually kind of fire.
That one was super fire.
You got that one?
I had it, but it's gone now.
That was pretty
long
fire.
sold.
Oh, I got another one on permission.
Number 3, Jordan 5 Raging Bull. Pack 5. I didn't think about the creasing and all that. I just was like, the entire shoe's 3M, so you might as well put it on there. This one's probably too high. You probably could flip this in metallic 5s, but the Ultra Boost 3M. I had those, or actually, I think I still have them.
Oh, I don't think it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, the shoe is literally called 3M Ultra Boost. I mean,
it's fire.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's one of the top 10 Ultra Boosts to me. Like.
And then number 1, Air Max 95 Neon. You can pick orange or whatever. They all have the 3M on there, but neon.
Where's it at?
And yeah.
Oh, it's on the back of the shoe.
It's on the back,
well,
and it's on
and
the
the
eyelid.
Right. Yeah.
No, it's pretty reflective.
Material like sewn on top.
You want to go? You want me to go?
I can go. It's fine.
You sure? Okay.
So once you said Dunk, another one popped in mind, and I'm mad that I didn't put it on my list. So I'll say honorable mention are the MF Dooms because it's reflective along like the piping.
I don't know if I've ever seen those.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
I've seen the
no,
shoe.
it's
I don't know
not.
if I've
Yeah, it's reflective.
MF Dooms? Are you thinking purple box?
I'm pretty sure MF Dunes. I could be wrong. No, I don't think I'm
Purple
wrong.
box.
Now I'm gonna have to check.
Highs. Was it
Purple
MF
box.
Doom?
No, I thought MF Dooms were reflective. I'm gonna look. I think they are. I'm pretty sure they are.
Maybe they are.
But all right, yeah, I'll go. So number 5 for me,
Indies.
Air Jordan 13 black and red.
I knew you was gonna have that.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at
knew
him
it.
because he doesn't like 13s.
I already knew it.
Yeah, so we were, like you said, we were hot when they didn't put the reflective on the 2012 retro.
You and Yuri were hot.
Pissed. And we both worked together too. So like when they came in at Nike, we were like this. Ooh, let's open them joints up. We took our picture. I'm like,
Cats
oh
were
wait,
hot.
maybe my flash wasn't on. I'm like, where's the reflective?
I was like,
Maybe my flash wasn't on.
That's we both were in the back, pissed.
I
Shout out
was
to
like,
Yuri.
man, everybody is heated about all them dots missing on them 13.
I was mad. All right, number 4, Air Max Lunar 90 Moon Landing. I think that's where you're going with it.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of the actual shoe, but when you hit the reflective, it's a moon.
Come on, fam.
The craters all over the shoe.
Fam.
Amazing. And that's why they go for as much as they go for.
Yeah, I didn't think about that shoe. at
That
all.
shoe was, it's all reflective. That shoe was tight. I like that one a lot. Number 3, I'm surprised you don't have it. The Air Max 97 Silver Bullet. Like, Silver Bullets are one of your favorite 97s.
It's
no?
my favorite model of Air Maxes, but there's
He
one
likes
particular
gold better.
one.
Oh, the gold? Okay, my bad. For some reason, I thought that was it. But Air Max Silver Bullet. Number 2, an Air Force had to be on there. Air Force One, the 112 pack.
Oh, the
Clark Kent
ones.
guys you don't like. That one,
The guy you don't like.
I mean, I heard it.
He's just a goof to me.
But no, that was to
All
me,
that reflective piping
from what
on
I
the 112
remember,
was fire.
that might have been one of the first Air Force Ones that had that much reflective that I remember.
Maybe. I saw some today that I didn't even know existed. I was like, dang, all that's reflective?
Yeah, but from what I remember, that was the first one. So I like that one. And number 1, I'm wearing them. Black metallic 5s. My favorite. Metallic. You could do white metallic, black metallic, but I'm wearing black metallic. So
If it wasn't, it would be my number 1 if it wasn't for the top 2. Number 5.
Okay.
I got Saya racism joints, the Vulture racism joints. All of his.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anybody who has taken glow in the dark and reflective to the next level, it's Devlin without a question.
Killing it.
Now with the racism joints, what was good about them was like it was against racism at the time, George Floyd, all this situation, and the color is the knitting is colors. And he said, this is like everybody, all races, all the colors. And when you hit it with the light, it turns one color. We're all one. I thought that was a dope concept for it. It probably should be higher, but I got, obviously some legendary stuff on here. Number 4, I got the Ultra Boost 1.0 reflective. That's a top 10 Ultra Boost of all time. Like, you had them, and I was like, I looked at them today, I was like, oh, I might have to cop. It was like 175.
Yeah, they're cheap now.
I was like, I might have to cop these. Number 3, Jordan 5 metallic, black, white, but I got black. It'd be number 1 if number 2. Number 2 is Air Max 97 golds. A lot of people don't know the golds
Okay.
are reflective around the same area.
See, I'll be honest. I saw silver bullets before I saw gold.
Yeah,
So that makes
and
sense.
they're gold on the top, and Air Max 97 gold is my favorite Air Max of all time. Number 1 is the Air Max 90 Lunar Moon one. That's the only sneaker I've ever bought a bot for. It didn't work, and I didn't get it. And you can't the moon lighting, because the understanding of like the moon, it's dark when the sun and it rotates and the light and you see the fam. There is no 3M shoe to me better than that one.
I agree.
It is done. Now, even the Mars ones that Mac got, the Mars ones, even when those reflect, those are pretty dope. When
Oh,
they
that
reflect.
orange one?
Yeah, I don't care
Yeah.
for the shoe when it's not reflective, but the reflective one, I was like, man, that looks pretty dope too. But that understanding of the moon, the rotation of it with the sun, and it's like the 3M sort of builds it around it, and it's bright.
It looks
and then it goes
amazing.
back to dark like you in space. Fire.
Yeah.
Period.
I agree.
But that's all I got. Anything like that. Appreciate Don coming through again.
You already know I'm here.
I'm glad you came through. Everyone's hey, I got a lot of messages. Oh, Don killed it. You know, Don
I appreciate y'all.
battled back.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
and they feel. I appreciate y'all for
I'm
real.
like, all right, so like, he battled back. He told Greg. I was like,
Oh, is that what they said?
they're like, oh yeah, somebody got you.
No.
I was like, all right, relax. So we all like that's the point of the show.
Yeah,
It's all opinion.
It's all love, y'all.
I got nothing else. George, go home, sell all those cards, make more videos.
Sell me one.
Yeah, do something. You could gift me one for
Can't
Christmas.
do it.
Let me get the
Yeah,
Michael
right.
Jordan, and then you dig into your stash. Pause, and let me get that
I'm
Michael
about to
Jordan.
just say, y'all can look it through them. I want money though. Young, we're gonna have to split. We're gonna have to split.
That's
I
fine.
ain't giving nobody nothing.
That's fine.
I might have some Griffies. I got a lot of stuff, man. They go for money. Griffies
Yes.
and stuff. Oh,
Griffey rookies, they do okay.
I don't think I got no Griffey rookies. I might got Griffey seniors.
It depends what you.
I got his daddy. Huh?
It depends what it is, man.
All right, man. Appreciate everybody. That's the sneak diss.
Pow, 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 pow,
Pow, pow, pow. Let's go home.
Let's do that.
Hey, I've never wore that hat, George. Mine's too big. I bought it when I had a lot of hair on my head.